I need that sports encyclopedia. U.S. Steve Kim. Got Trent in the cut.
What are you?
He's the best. He's a master motivator.
I'm a master motivator. I ain't no regular ass motivator. I'm a fucking master.
Coaches tried to make practice so hard that the game was less intrusive. Like they coached you that way. Like people think, well, they were just yelling. No, they were trying to put you under stress and put you in under duress so that when you got in the game, you could mentally handle adversity.
If you go through JUCO and you make it out of JUCO, you can make it anywhere.
I respect the hell out of you to see that you're doing what you're doing and still doing what you're doing for real, the way you do it, man. From day one, you had the same enthusiasm. You keep the same enthusiasm, and it's fucking contagious.
In my opinion, I think Shedeur Sanders the best deep ball in college football. I don't think
Can you just say something nice about Shedeur Sanders?
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
And I proudly stand up next to you. Oh, God bless America.
You said belt to ass, T-Red. You got the belt around you.
Free Game Friday. We're in the building. What up, what up, what up? It is Free Game Friday, and pound that like, subscribe, become a member. We already seen new members. Appreciate everybody from yesterday becoming a member, and pounding that like and subscribing as well. It is Free Game Friday, and we got a loaded lineup. A last-minute late edition. We tried to advertise it yesterday, but a lot of you youngsters will not probably even know who it is. A lot of you old school cats in here will know who it is. And it's college hoop legend, since we are in March Madness. College hoops coaching legend Bobby Cremins joins the show. The great Georgia Tech legend who coached Kenny Anderson, Dennis Scott, Malcolm Mackey, you name it. Matt Geiger, he's coached a lot of legends. He'll be in the show on the third hour. Big Matt McChesney joins us. Shaun King joins us. Loaded lineup. It is Free Game Friday, so pound that like, subscribe, become a member. We got a lot going on today. Not a lot of cats gets Bobby Cremins, man. That's a big get for us. I loved Bobby growing up, so can't wait to talk to him, especially as March Madness is approaching. Cooper Flagg goes out yesterday with an ankle. See if he recovers and even plays in the ACC tournament. I wouldn't even play him. Win the Natty, not the ACC tournament, Dookie. Can't wait to talk to Shaun King about that one, because that's his team, the Duke Blue Devils. We're going to dive into it. But first, let's start right here with a bang. Aaron Rodgers needs to stop this drama and figure out that he isn't regarded in the league like he thinks he is. He isn't just hurting his legacy, but he is hurting the league's legacy. The league has a really, really big problem, people. It's called the quarterback. There aren't very many good ones. He has an opportunity to go out on top, or at least with a bang, in Pittsburgh or in Minnesota. But he is walking down the beach wearing a blankie, listening to beach sounds. Should get off the pot, A-Rod. I like you. A JUCO product, a Cali kid. But damn, homie, enough is enough. Now, coming back home to the great state of California, the San Francisco 49ers have a huge problem. And that is also at the QB position with Brock Purdy. All things point to re-signing him, obviously. But at what cost? You have literally gutted your roster and have your own fan base scratching their heads. There isn't enough good players left in the NFL, either in this draft or in free agency, to replace what you just cut loose or lost. Plus, Purdy isn't a bus driver. He's a bus rider. So for you to put all this added pressure with less talented roster on Brock Purdy, you will just further prove my point that Kyle Shanahan and Lynch are some of the most overrated, overhyped coach and GM in league history. But what do I know? Let's get right into it, man. My main man, Far East Sider, 317, Naptown legend, LeBron hairline having, Lamar Jackson loving, AR5 jocking, Caitlin Clark swinging, JuJu Watkins hating, my main man, Big Smitty.
Yeah, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? It's Free Game Friday. I need JB to change my intro immediately. Take out JuJu Hayden out of that. I'm a huge JuJu Watkins supporter. I don't want nobody at all, no fans, nobody in the city, nobody in the chat to confuse my fandom of Caitlin Clark with the hate for JuJu. I love both of them. JuJu's amazing. It has the ability to be the best WNBA player once she gets there. We have to get there yet. We can't give her the crown before she gets there, JB. You have to earn that. So shout out to JuJu, shout out to Caitlin Clark. But it's Free Game Friday. We got the young man Bailey in the back. He said we only 8 years apart. I said, Bailey, a lot changes in 8 years. You will know in 8 years. Your body will feel different 8 years from now. So you'll understand that a little bit later. But right now we got G Wizzy in the chat. We got Gene in the chat. We got Blake Borg in the chat. Jonathan Kidd in the chat. We got Blue in the chat. Boston Richie, John Bell, Sergio, John Hess, B Crumb, and Robo Mojo. It's going to be a loaded show, man. It's C-Note Friday. Sending you C-Notes all show long for 3 hours straight. Number C-Notes. JB, how you doing?
I don't like your energy. I don't like your backdrop. I don't like the white wall. But it is what it is. Free Game Friday. We're in the building. That's how you sound right now. We're in the building.
I'm hella light. Turn right now.
Energy? You need a 5 hour on me?
No, we need a Red Bull, homie. My homies are at Red Bull. I'm done repping 5 hour energy. Red Bull has gave me money multiple times. So until
Really?
5 hour do something, I'm with Red Bull. Shout out to Red Bull.
They do something for this show?
They gave me money. Thousands of dollars.
That don't help. Monty, shout out. 10 gifted members already. Man, you guys killed it yesterday, man. Shout out to you guys, man. Clap it up for you guys, man. Clap it up. You guys.
Can we get an update where we at with members, please? I'm just curious. Whenever you get a chance, my guy, because I forgot we had a big time Thursday, and they was really sending in a lot of memberships.
Hey, man, tell Red Bull if they don't pay us, then I'm going to drop the truth bomb on them.
Send them a sponsorship deck. An updated one. The one you guys owe. Get your deck updated. I will send it directly to the person who needs it.
Pause.
Let's get it here. Huh?
Pause.
Sponsorship deck. Homie.
Deck. I thought you said get your updated. I ain't Chad Ochocinco, homie. I don't need to update my deck. So, hey, let's dive into we got a lot going on, man.
Leah said she liked your deck that you sent over to her.
I did. I said I told her to come out for Super Bowl party, a little pitch deck.
Yeah.
I don't. My homeboy teeth was rotting out, and I looked at him. I was like, "Damn, dog! I thought he was on like that shit." So I had a conversation. I was like, "Here, man, I give you some bread, but I ain't giving you bread to kill you."
Ooh.
He was like, "I was like, yeah, I'm not contributing to your death, homie, by giving you bread to go do that shit."
Yep.
He was like, "What the fuck you talking about?" So he got upset and shit. And I've had other homies that I've had that talk with that get offended, and then later on be like, "Yeah, JB, you're right." But in the moment, they know and they get offended and try to cover up and act like they don't know.
Yeah.
This motherfucker really wasn't on this shit.
He just had a bad hygiene and eating candy and sugar and stuff, or what?
Red Bull.
Let's keep this thing rolling. You're not gonna put me in that position. I get too much money for them to be doing that. They give me money every year. I done made thousands of dollars. I done made over 20. I done made over 20 racks from Red Bull. So shout out to Red Bull.
He told exactly what he made. He said what he made, exact dollar amount.
You should.
He's talking about me. I'm telling him that shit. He actually told everything that they gave him publicly.
You shouldn't drink nothing like that every day anyway. So that's just that. Don't drink it every single day. That alone isn't what did it to his teeth. Trust me.
I don't know if I've ever had one.
Got your homie, Put some mouthwash in. Like, take care of your teeth. That's not going to the dentist. That's not brushing your teeth.
Shout out Ryan.
All that. Shout out to Ryan. Is that a brother?
No.
He white as snow. But shout out to Ryan.
You think he's a brother?
White,
is his name Ryan?
Like that?
Is it Ryan or Rion?
You gotta be. Ain't no white dude named Rion, homie. Rion is a white dude.
Rion, yeah. If he's from like over there.
Oh, yeah. Okay. But he American because he got a Houston shirt. That's an American white boy. I know American white face when I see it.
So you don't think people fucking go to Houston and then go back home to London?
Face, homie. Aren't you a good reader of people? That's an American white.
Yeah. He don't look like he's from Houston though.
No, but he's from Ohio. Moved to Houston for college and stayed there.
I think he's from like Great Britain. Homie, me and Ruben. What day was it? Sunday on the yacht. We're going out. I forgot to tell you, homie, and I see some Great Britain flags on a big-ass sailboat coming in.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I told Ruben, I go, man, Great Britain's fucking with Ukraine now. They siding with Ukraine now. And Ruben's like, for real? And I go, yeah, homie, they trying to give them soldiers money. Homie, sure as shit. The motherfucker on the back of the boat had a big-ass Ukraine flag. And they coming in, we coming out. And I got that big-ass American flag.
Yeah.
And you know me, I couldn't help myself. It's really like gangbanging on the out there right now between like Ukraine defender supporters and American supporters. It's crazy. And guess what? I told Ruben, I go, these motherfuckers is from here, homie. They're not from over there. I guarantee you. Sure enough, homie, some weirdo, corny, fucking liberal white boys with a Ukrainian flag and 2 Great Britain flags. And I said, take your bitch ass over there then. It was like 6 of them, homie. They didn't say shit.
They didn't hear
but
you.
Anyway,
I know how it went down. Like you said,
they heard it.
Loud
you know
enough
me.
for your
they
people
heard it.
on your yacht.
You know me. Heard. You know they heard
they
it.
Didn't
you
hear you at all. You didn't say it so loud.
They literally. It was just us two this far apart, homie, on the boat. We're going like this. Going like this, homie.
They didn't hear you. It was loaded. Had chicks on their
Poll
yacht.
question. You really think I said? Poll question. You really don't think I would have said that?
Nope.
You know damn well I said it. You know damn well I said it. Anyway, it's worse than Bloods and Crips though on the water.
They're just supporting them. That's all. That don't mean they don't love America. They're just supporting them. Supporting somebody else don't mean you don't love the main thing.
Yeah, Smitty don't get it yet. He will in about 10-15 though. Hey, Chad, can you guys go over to?
You was right, JB. Look. He said JB's kind of right. I'm American, but I was born in Germany on a U.S. base though.
What do I know? What do I know? What do I know, homie? Hey, here's the thing, though. I want to know, Smitty, one day I want you to go on over to like Hamas and then rock the American flag and just run down the street there with an American flag on your car and see if you make it out. That's all I want to see. People blow my mind, homie, when they literally say, well, they're just supporting them. It's cool. You know, the only place you can do that is in America, Smitty. Only place.
I love America. That's why I love America.
Only place.
I love America. Freedom.
That's the problem. We need to change that, though. We need to change that.
No, we don't need to change.
Yeah.
Keep on freedom, homie. Why do you want a dictatorship?
Go over there, though, homie. Go over there, though. Go over there, though.
We want to live here, homie.
Go over to Ukraine, homie.
Put your finger down.
Hey, the president of Ukraine is in a war. This motherfucker trying to come to the Oscars. Like, and motherfuckers really taking him serious. Like, god damn, homie. Come on, man. Keep it real. Stephen A. even found that out and was like, damn, I can't defend that motherfucker no more. No shit. Why no more, homie? You should have never done it for the first place, Stephen A. God damn,
it's a free country. We can do what we want. You can support what you want to support.
We need to be a free country for America.
And people ain't got to be stupid, dumb, and retarded if they decide to do something else. Let people have their own mind. You have your own mind. You do your
free
thing.
in America. That's what we need to do. We need to be free in America for Americans.
We don't talk politics on this show, man. The politics, we don't do that on this show no more.
We talk politics all day.
We're going to move on to the quote of the day, though, brought to you by Bet US. Go to
politics
Bet US.
all day to start the show. Brought to you by Red Bull. Brought to you by Red Bull. Make sure you head on over to redbull.com. Get you 20 racks right now and some free dentures. Let's get this party started. We got quote of the day brought to you by Bet US, the real sponsor of the Coach JB Show, the realest show on planet Earth with Big Smitty. Use the promo code Coach JB. Smitty, quote of the day. Whoo, shit. Be ready to rank these. Smitty, walk like a king or walk like you don't care who the king is. I walk like I don't give a fuck who you are, homie, because I already am the king. Plus, I don't give a fuck who the king is. That's me.
I don't like
and
that.
Smitty over here defending motherfuckers rocking Ukrainian flags and shit in our hood.
I don't like that one.
Let me say it again then. Walk like a king. Smitty walk like a king. You walk like a king every day. I don't know why you don't like it. Walk like a king or walk like you don't care who the king is.
All right, I have to hear it again. I like it better now. I like it better now. That's cool. That's straight.
What?
Because what you're saying is either just walk like you are the king, like you running shit, or just walk like you don't even care who the king is, which basically means like I'm still the king. Either way, you're the king, basically. So I got you.
Admit you micro thinker.
Nah, I just gotta hear it twice.
You didn't get it. You didn't get it. Now you get it.
You didn't say it well the first time, but I like it better now. I'm not gonna rank it though, but I like it though. I do like it. Listen, it's getting harder to rank everyone now because you've said so much greatness in the last 2 years that some of these ain't gonna make the top 200. And if it's not top 200, I'm not ranking them. Top 7.
Thank you. I'm so deep with it, homie, that you cats don't even, it has to take a macro thinker really is the one that's gonna rank these right. All you micro thinkers, like this guy, he thinks it's top 208, even though he spelled it wrong. All that shit, you know what I'm saying? So like
Robo Mojo, tell me the other 6 in front of that one though. I'm just curious to know. Whenever you get a chance.
Contrary to belief, brought to you by Prize Picks, Smitty, that if you didn't like the quote of the day, I don't know if you're gonna like the contrary to belief. Keeping yourself to yourself and not bothering people actually bothers people. Contrary to belief.
Your contrary to beliefs have been way better than one of the days lately.
No, they're not, homie. No, they're not.
Ding, 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 ding. Top 10 alert, top 10 alert, top 10 alert. Say it one more time, please. The exact same way.
Keeping yourself to yourself and not bothering people actually bothers people.
Don't that feel different when you said that compared to the quote of the day? Like, you feel that in your chest. It's just different, homie. It's different.
5-hour energy kicked in. 5-hour energy. And your energy is so low that I had to bring it up.
I don't drink 5-hour energy. All I drink is Red Bull. I got to read it again. Hold on, homie, because this. Let me see. Keeping yourself to yourself. That means it's minding your own business and not bothering other people. Actually, bothers. I like that one, man. Between this one and then what's the one you said last week that had me just like this?
Listening to, I know what you're talking about.
Oh man, Chad, do y'all remember the one he said last week that had me like hype like this? Please remind me. But he said something that was like it was like a rap bar like this. It was hard. Like he kept saying the same thing, but it meant something different. It was like a triple entendre. If y'all remember, tell me in the chat. But
yeah, you said it a lot too. The lies one, lying to someone.
He said people will know you. He said you lie to somebody. People will know you lying to somebody and still lie. It was like it was crazy, bro. It was
and
hard.
Still lie and still say you're not lying.
It was hard, bro. Your contrary to beliefs. Forget the quote of the day. I don't care about those no more. I'm gonna start ranking the contrary to beliefs. We need to do an IG story of contrary to beliefs. Like whichever one is harder, do that one. That was hard. That's gangster right there. That's clap it up for Jason, y'all. Clap it up for Jason.
You do know there's a difference between contrary to belief and quote of the day. I'm gonna keep saying that. Smitty doesn't get it. Smitty doesn't understand there's a difference. What's the difference? So contrary to belief is telling you whether you believe it or not, Smitty, keeping yourself to yourself actually bothers people. So that's like, you see what I'm saying? There's a difference.
What's the difference? Say it again. What's the difference?
Contrary to belief is actually like telling you there's a difference in something. Quote of the day is just a flat out, it just could be a quote of the day. It could be a themed quote. It could be a fucking,
you can't define the thing with the thing. I said, what's the difference? He said, quote of the day. It's a quote of the day. It can be a theme quote.
Yeah, it's just straight up quote of the day. Yeah.
He said, contrary to belief is contrary to belief. It's a.
The other one, there's a difference. Contrary to belief, there's a difference in something.
D. Jones said, "A contrary to belief is a quote."
D. Jones micro.
Question real quick. Can a contrary to belief also be a quote? And if so, can a quote be a contrary to belief?
Poll question. Let's get into it.
Big Jim Slade said, "Totally clear now."
I can't tell you too much because then I ruin the whole contrary to belief workup every single day on the show. Smitty, will Aaron Rodgers sign with the Steelers, Giants, or somewhere else? Poll question brought to you by skyboxsports.net. Head on over there. Use my promo code CoachJB. Get you one of the tickers that you see behind my head in your man cave or in your coach's office. Head on over to skyboxsports.net. Promo code CoachJB. 10% off right now if you do it today.
I'm gonna go with someplace else because the way he's looking right here on this beach and walking around and listening to those sounds, I think the thing that's really stressing him out is that he knows if he goes to Minnesota that he's going to get the backlash of, oh, you just followed exactly what your old teammate and captain and leader Brett Favre did. You went to New York with the Jets, had a bad time there, then you're going to go to Minnesota and try to revive your career at the very end of your career. He knows that deep down in his soul and his spirit, as he's high off ayahuasca right now in this picture, that's the best option, but he doesn't want to really agree and admit to it. Sometimes, God will put something on your heart and your soul and your spirit, and you know what the truth is and what you should do in that gut feeling. But a lot of times, humans, we want to go against the gut, against the grain. And right now, he's having that battle right now. He's having that battle of knowing what's the best decision and then trying to let ego and pride overcome and be superior to that. So right now, he's like, you know what, I'm going to just go to Pittsburgh. I should go to Pittsburgh and do my own thing and show them that I can take a team and take them to the next level instead of going to a team that won 14 games last year, won 14-3, and just being another piece to it to help them get to the next level. That's the best option. He knows that, but he's having a struggle because he knows what the media and everyone's going to say as far as Brett Favre. So that's what's going on as he listens to those ocean sounds and rock sounds and that JB just to perfection showed us yesterday the sounds that he was listening to.
I saw Paris did that short. That shit was funny.
People in the comments and stuff. So one of my homies, he's like he working like sports where he was like, I was actually like relaxing a little bit. Like I told you, bro, you did that really good. Like you should figure out how to monetize that. The sounds.
Give me some money off it.
Do it one more time.
Can't do it today. Yesterday was like, today I'm not really feeling it. Your energy's brought me down. Yesterday you had better energy.
That's a lot.
And then the last one I did this thing, and you heard it.
It actually sound like it worked though. That's real. Cause they had an app where it's like I think it's called the Sounds app or something like that. Helps you go to sleep, stuff like that. Real peaceful. My wife will use it sometimes because as a nurse who works night shift, sometimes her sleep patterns be off when she's actually off work. It's tough for her to go to sleep, so she might turn on like the little sounds. I can't do it like you, pause, but like just those different sounds, stuff like that. So I wish you would do it.
Yeah. What about an option like? What if I said the option for me is I don't give a fuck?
Ooh. I actually like that. You should do that.
Like, I don't care about your option. I don't care what you do anymore, Aaron Rodgers. Like, at what point is a world or the country or the football world or NFL or the team's going to say, we don't give a fuck? Like, he's starting to get to that point, no?
Slowly.
Like, he's 41. I mean, about to be 41. Like, I don't think cats care anymore, dog. I really don't. And then you walk around. I mean, I don't know, man. He's not 28-year-old Aaron Rodgers. I like Aaron Rodgers, like I said, JUCO guy, Cali guy. I like the guy. I think he's a great, great freak of nature ball spinner. But, man, I don't know, dog. I don't know if people really care anymore, Aaron Rodgers. I think you're holding yourself on a higher regard than a lot of folks are. I don't know. I really don't care. I think Minnesota's the most loaded roster. I think Pittsburgh's the best fit. I think the Giants are you should just retire if you go there at this stage. And then there's not another suitor unless the Niners come out from the woodwork and something happens here in that thing. So I don't know, which is another thing I brought in on the lead-in. I just don't get it. What's going on there yet? We're in the day 5 or 4 or 5 of free agency. They've gutted their roster. No Brock Purdy signing. Aaron Rodgers still floating around. They literally released him from the Jets. Russell Wilson went from Cleveland, no signing. They told Small Hands Pickett, you'll have an opportunity to start no matter who we bring in. Russ got in his car with Ciara and bounced. And then I heard Russ flew up to New York on the low and met with the Giants. So Russ Wilson's on a tour. And I guess I wonder if Russ's agent and Aaron's agent are talking, and wherever Aaron don't go, Russ is going to try to go. Like, it seems that's what it is. I don't know.
I think Russ wants to stay with Pittsburgh, but they don't know what they're doing yet, so he has to, keep his options open as well and see what the market is talking about, because in the event that Aaron does commit to Pittsburgh today, I think Russ wants to be like, all right, bet. That's not what I wanted, but at least I've talked to and met with these other teams, so I at least have a little idea of which other option is going to be best fit for me. You know what I mean? So I feel like, New York, because of just him being with Sierra and knowing her, she's in the music industry and business, just from an entertainment space, I think off the field stuff, playing for the Giants would make more sense for Russ from that standpoint. But if he cares about winning, if anybody cares about winning, you don't go to the Giants.
Russ must just feel like he still has some, years left or a year left, and he's just not ready to give it up. Because I just say I don't think he's the guy to get you over the hump. But I also take him 10 out of 10 over any of the rookies in the draft. So that's
listen, if they're still willing to pay you, then shoot, keep making that money.
I'm just saying, as far as the options go, I still got Russell Wilson over any other rookie option. So especially on an older team.
It's the unknown. I mean, you probably would have said that last year too, until we saw what Jaden Daniels did, and you're gonna say that this year until you see what Shador does. So, until we see it, it's hard to really know. Your mindset go with the for sure Ussy, not the we don't know Ussy. So I get it. I understand where you're coming from. Let's move on to our first main topic of discussion of the day. New Seahawks defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence was on video explaining why he left Dallas, saying Dallas is my home, always will be, but I know for sure I'm not going to win a Super Bowl there. Matter of fact, is there a video, Bailey? Yeah, let's go ahead and play the video. Let's hear him say.
Made my home there. My family lives there. I'm forever going to be there, but, I know for sure I'm not going to win a Super Bowl there. So, yeah.
We're here. Well, listen, Michael Parsons, his former teammate, did not like that and clapped back, responded on X saying this. This is what rejection and envy looks like. This is some clown shit. DeMarcus Lawrence responded to that saying, calling me a clown won't change the fact that I told the truth. Maybe if you spent less time tweeting and more time winning, I wouldn't have left. Ooh-wee. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Jason Brown, I'm going to throw it to you first, homie. What's going on here? What's your response?
Bitch made response. Here's the reason why. When you can't handle the truth, you go to insulting motherfuckers. Let's be honest. That's really what it is. You got insulted by the facts of the matter, and that hurts you. That hurts your soul. You are a podcaster. When I look up and see Micah Parsons getting fucking two-teamed to the sideline, I go, fuck, the podcaster. Just not doing very well. I always hear about something else other than football and the Dallas Cowboys for a guy who wants $41 million to pass. Myles Garrett is the highest paid. This guy is worried about all the other shit, the wrong shit. And Emmitt Smith called him out. Troy Aikman's called him out. Legends of the game have called him out. But JB will be the one that's called the hater. This guy's a clown, homie. He really is. He's overrated. Freaking nature talent. Unbelievable athlete. Unbelievable pass rusher when he wants to. But overrated. Overhyped. He's not the guy that I would pay fucking $1 over. I don't even want to get into the dollar amount. I wouldn't make him the highest paid fucking player in the NFL, though. You imagine that? Imagine his first podcast? That's what we're looking forward to, homie, is podcast. DeMarcus Lawrence is absolutely right. You notice he didn't go after Micah Parsons at all, right? Yeah. Micah responded to him saying, you're jealous, blah, blah, blah. Why would you go after the man that just spent time with you there? That tells me that Steve Kim's been right. That locker room must not like this dude very much, meaning Micah Parsons. I'm going to be real. And Jerry Jones has a fucking very, very bad situation going. I'm just telling you, dog. And leaders create more leaders, dog. I haven't seen the leaders there create any leaders. That Dallas Cowboy team is fucking falling apart in front of our very eyes. I'm just telling you. This is people went out of there, dog, and he's telling the truth about why. And I don't know, man. It's crazy right now. A lot of things going off. A lot of things are going on right now in Dallas. I got some fucking Twitter shit going on. It's fucking
this
weirdo.
also shows, to me, this shows that they've been had some, like, beef. Like, they've been had some stuff behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? Like, DeMarcus Lawrence's last line, you know, saying you spent less time tweeting, more time winning, maybe I wouldn't have left. So I'm almost like blaming Micah a little bit for his reason of, like, wanting to get out of there and blaming Micah for some of the reasons as to why the Cowboys aren't winning. And it probably is because they feel like they don't like him doing all the media stuff. My only pushback to that is that I still think Micah's the best player on the Cowboys, though. Even with him being on the podcast and doing all that, I still think when I look at just production when he's on the field and play and effort and everything is at a high level. So it's like it's just hard for me. Now, if he was like Paul George, you know, and Paul George has probably had his worst season since he's been in the league, or at least since he's been like a star in the league, and he's also doing the podcast where it's like, okay, you can maybe use that and say that has to be a distraction. The thing is, Mike is still being very highly productive. Now, the team ain't winning, but, you know, there's only so much a defensive end can, like, you know, truly do, I guess, you know, to that point. But that's my only, like, pushback there. But either way, Micah as a teammate, you don't do this, though. Like, regardless, if I'm putting myself in, like, these shoes, if my teammates just left, even if we wasn't, like, super close, because I get it, you're not friends with everybody on your team. Let's make that straight. Like, we're brothers because we're like a team, or we have one mission, we're trying to win. But I'm not gonna say friends with everybody, but you ain't gotta respond to everything, Micah. And this is something that, like, hey, let DeMarcus say what he gonna say and move forward. Or if you want to respond because you are a part of the Cowboys and you took offense to him saying you guys would never win a Super Bowl, okay, maybe respond with something like, okay, we'll see, or, you know, something that's more casual, that's more like that. But he took, like, shots. Like, this is what rejection and envy looks like. This is some clown shit. Like, that's disrespect. That's type of level. Like, when we see each other, we're gonna need to have a man-to-man and, like, figure out what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So that to me is the issue. It's what he said. It's not necessarily the fact that he responded. Because if somebody tell you, JB, your team ain't gonna ever win, you might feel a little like, all right, bet, we'll see. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I get that piece, but the rejection, envy, and clown, those three words, yeah, he went too far on that.
Yeah, well, it should start to add up, Smitty. I tell you all the time, keep stacking shit up, and eventually, guess what? This is what you get. But what do I know? The podcasters, homie, that play a professional sport are absolutely ass. Let's just keep it real. Stop. Why can't they focus on their sport that's given them the opportunity to make generational wealth, and for a fan base like the Cowboys or the Philadelphia 76ers or the teams that we talk about, all these guys doing these shows, when in theory, I want to see you invest in this team, dog. I want to see you worry about taking on the fucking 2 team in the run game in the playoffs when you absolutely get fucking mollywopped, and then yet you want to fucking tell me that you're the best player. No, you're not. You're a freak nature pass rusher. And saying that he's the best player on the Dallas Cowboys isn't saying much to me because their team is not very good. And especially on defense.
Yeah, they got some cash now.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, listen, they got two bad contracts right now. Dak is the most glaring. We'll see if CeeDee Lamb's contract fulfilled or not. And you got Micah Parsons on the outside looking into the largest ever. I wouldn't pay the dude. I would actually trade him and try to get like 5 motherfuckers. Hey, I'm being honest. I would trade that motherfucker in a heartbeat. Yeah, I'd trade his ass in a heartbeat. I would trade his ass and get like 5 dudes. Draft picks, fucking players.
You'll probably get 2 players and 3 picks or something like that. Or 1 player and 4 picks.
Trade him to Cincinnati. Get Hendrickson and get a fucking shitload of, I don't know, capital. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really care either, to be honest. I don't know and I don't care because I think the kid is absolutely out of his mind. Like, he has no clue what really is going to happen here in the future. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what's going to happen to him because I don't think he realizes when you start disrespecting and slapping this game in the face, it'll eventually catch up to you. And I've seen it too many times, dog. Humble yourself. Be the freaking nature you are. And quit worrying about all this other shit. It seems like a lot of people have called Micah Parsons out, homie. On his own team, other teams. Like, why is this cat's number one discussion in the news, in the media, something other than getting to the fucking passer? All right, that's the problem I have. Always something else, but it's never about you stopping the run against the 49ers in the playoffs, against the Eagles, against fucking the Rams, against the teams that matter. It ain't never that. Man, Micah Parsons got that sack on 4th down, Smitty. They got the fucking Cowboys went to the next round. Nah, Micah Parsons got his ass fucking driven back 6 yards, and they got the first down. The Niners locked the game up. That's what really happened, by the way, 2 years ago. So, like, I was just saying, it's all I ever hear, homie. I don't know. I'm not a fan at all. I want to see the time. I hate waste of talent. And I think he's wasting his talent. And I hate that. There's nothing worse than a waste of talent. And he's such a freaking nature.
I think he's wasting his talent, though, when he's gotten double-digit sacks every year. When he's been in always been in all defensive team.
That's easy. Mediocrity is the new excellence, homie. Mediocrity is the new excellence.
No,
we allow what we demand.
That's your question.
Yeah, but we allow what we demand. We fucking and we demand what we allow. That's just what it is.
I understand you not liking like the Twitter stuff and all that, and that's kind of part of the generation.
But I don't think he's even reached his capacity.
On the field, he's double-digit sacks every year.
I don't think he's reached his capacity at all. So if we're cool with that, if you're cool with double-digit sacks,
no, I agree.
So you're cool with his double-digit sacks, but not with
cool with Trey Henderson. But then you cool with Trey Henderson, but you're not cool with Mike. We both doing the same thing, but opposite. So I
think Trey Hendrickson though plays both sides of the ball as far as the run game and the pass game. I think he's more of a complete player, not as talented, no doubt about it, as Micah, and he's older. So
and I don't think he has the same effort. I don't know.
Yeah, if you don't think Micah gives the same effort. You don't think he gives effort as Micah?
I gotta watch more tape on Henderson, so I'm gonna stop there.
Micah gives some of the least effort in football, homie. Are you seriously defending his effort?
I disagree on that. From what I've seen, I disagree on that.
Yeah. Oh shit.
What happened, homie?
Nah.
You gotta watch your words because you react big to little stuff.
Yeah.
So it makes people like nervous and like, what's going on? Oh,
breaking news, man! I was riding by on the boat and I saw a weird image, and it was in my dream, and then I came to fruition, and it ended up being true.
What you see?
Is this real?
Darnell Smith was with Aaron Rodgers yesterday for a deep thinking walk at the beach after the Danny Dom signing. Look at them earphones they got. What they got in my ear, homie? Them are the biggest, like, interior earphones I've ever seen. The body is semi-closed, but I'm bigger than that. It's pretty funny. I'm not going to lie. This is not real. I did not do this.
Is this from Rocky when When Apollo and Rocky were getting cracking on the beach and getting Rocky faster, homie. When you running around,
my high school picture.
Back going? You trying to get Aaron back motivated?
I'm trying to get him. Yeah, I'm trying to get him back going. Exactly. I'm training him. Aaron is trying to quit. I'm trying to motivate him. There is no tomorrow, Aaron. There is no tomorrow, Aaron.
Smitty, it's Free Game Friday. Before we move on and do anything, always, sometimes, or never. I was supposed to start the show off with it because I forgot about it because I got a lot of other shit going on. But I want to ask you a few questions on this Free Game Friday. Only 6 of them.
All right.
Always, sometimes, or never. You know the game by now. Every Friday I'll have something new for you. Smitty, you got to answer the question. I enjoy a massage.
Always.
By a man?
Never.
Always, sometimes, or never. I like jacuzzis.
Sometimes.
Public ones?
Sometimes.
Yeah, yeast infection, homie. I like to eat the pie.
Is that the cat? Or that's the...
You like pie, homie?
No, is that the meow?
You like pie?
I'm gonna say I think I'm gonna say sometimes.
What?
Huh?
You're not very confident. I mean, you like eating pie.
Hold on. I forgot. Pie is you know what I mean?
Do you like pie, homie? Do you like pie?
Yeah, sometimes.
And the crust?
Never.
I've been to jail and visited.
Never.
Never visited jail.
Nope.
So never dropped a soap?
Never, homie. Not in jail. I dropped something in my own shower with me by myself, and I picked it up.
I have dreams when I sleep.
I think always.
Wet ones?
I have before. So I guess sometimes. We all had a wet dream before. I ain't had one since I was a fucking teenager, but I've had a wet dream before.
You like hot sauce?
Always.
On the toes you suck?
Never. Not hot sauce. I kiss the feet, kiss the ankle and shit. Missionary.
Got bad vision. Anyways, man. Always, sometimes, or ever. Brought to you by. Let's get to the next part of the show, Smitty.
I like that. JB, you don't kiss on the ankle and the feet while you got the girl in missionary with their legs in your shoulders. Free Game Friday.
I don't do anything for the female at all.
So when you go missionary, you're not holding the legs up. You got the legs down, and you just kind of. Okay, gotcha. You lazy with it. You a lazy motherfucker. At an old age, you lazy.
I don't do one thing for the female.
You just go in, get yours, and leave.
Yeah. Out.
Damn. I guess you earned that at this point. You're almost 50. You've earned that to get to this point. You know what I mean? So that's fair. That's fair.
Is foot fetishes BPS or WPS?
Both. I like good feet. Feet are important to me. We had the argument. I think you care more about a woman's hands, and I care more about a woman's feet. Like, feet are important to me. I do like good looking feet. I don't think it's a fetish. I just think feet are important. Like, that's something that you look at. Like, all right, cool. She got some pretty feet, pretty toes. They take care of herself. Like, that looks good. But I'm not trying to suck on the foot when I see it. I don't want to suck on the foot. I feel like when you say foot fetish, it's like the people that's really on some weird shit who really want to. They like every.
There's definitely a foot that you look at though, and you're out from the jump on everything. Like, you're out, never gonna kiss it, never gonna suck the toes.
Mm-hmm.
You probably ain't even gonna touch the foot. there's definitely feet where I'm not even fuck with it, and I don't even know if I fuck with you over the fact that you have fucked up feet.
Let me ask you that question though. If a chick is bad, like everything, but her feet not good looking, not nasty, they just naturally don't look good. Toes shape weird, they clean, they just don't shape. You still smashing, right? Come on, Jason.
It's a weird deal, the economy, but it is real. It is real though.
I mean, it do take points off for sure. It do it's a slight turn off, but if everything else is cold, you still gonna smack. Keep them feet down, homie. Hit it from the back. You ain't gotta look at the feet.
But it's probably a one-time though.
Let her ride. You ain't gotta look at the feet.
Probably a one-time thing though, or you gotta keep like socks on or something.
No, I can't keep socks on. When you have sex, you gotta be butt ass naked. I don't understand that.
Nah, not if you have fucked up feet. I mean, not if you have fucked up feet.
JB be in the crib with Tim's on, fucking, and his hat to the back.
That's BPS in like Pornhub and shit like that. Your channel?
Nah,
that's BPS. That's BPS. When I was young, there was a brother. What's the name of the brother?
Mr. Marcus.
You knew right away who it is.
You knew, but you brought it up though. You knew he was.
Hey, he had like wasn't him the one with Tim's and shit or something?
And his hat would be just like when you wearing your hat.
Yeah, he had the hat. He had the hat.
You're wearing forward though, so.
The other cat had the hat and I think Tim's on.
I don't know the other cat. I know yeah. Pinky. I know
Pinky. He look kind of like you. He look kind of like you.
Who?
The other cat I'm thinking of.
Would be a good looking brother because he look like me. It's hard to do.
Pause.
No, I'm saying if somebody look like me, it's a good looking brother because I look good. Fuck you talking about? Homie? Ain't no pause.
Yeah.
Where I'm from, we don't even say pause like that because like our intentions ain't never that. Like
right.
that ain't we ain't even thinking that way.
You got that from me.
Stop saying that way, homie.
Stop talking that way. You know better. Smitty, let's do some.
We got a nasty chat. They all just throwing out their favorite porn stars and stuff. Like they all just throwing out names right now. Y'all, I knew y'all
crazy.
Were
you know who look like Pinky now?
Oh,
Spice Ice or whatever her name is. Have you seen her? She looked like Pinky, homie. I looked at her the other day. I see somebody showed her on my timeline. I'm looking at her. I'm like, fucking that's Pinky.
You know, Pinky was the first. That was the first. For me, that was the first person I was really introduced into porn for real. Like major porn was Pinky for me. I was like, damn, like that was the first. So like, shout out to Pinky. That's always gonna be like a legend in my eyes because I was.
She like 4 foot tall. I mean, she like Kyler Murray of porn.
But when she was like prime Pinky, she looked crazy. Yeah. When she was prime Pinky, fat on her ass. She was like, so that was my first like. I'm 14.
Now she's horrible. Have you seen her?
You know, what I'm saying? Yeah.
She's fucking horrible.
JB, I mean, Bailey in the background, like he put up another tab. He's Googling Pinky. He has no idea what we're talking about right now. He's too young. He had no idea. Hey, y'all chat. Bailey be getting mad because I be saying he's young. He like, bro, we're 8 years apart. That's a lot of fucking years. It's almost a decade. It's a lot of different.
And I saw there's a professional soccer player fucking with your favorite porn star of all time, Tiana Trump.
They're together. It's not my favorite, but she's from Indy. She's from Indy. Went to Arsenal Tech, where you recruited from a few times. I met her before she was a porn star, which is funny. I didn't know. And then in hindsight, I'm like, oh shit, that's her. Not my favorite though, but she is.
What you think about the soccer guy fucking with her that we talked about yesterday? It's a pass around. He fucking with a pass around.
He wifed her though, and she's not passing around no more.
No more though.
Yeah, he changed her. He changed the old to a housewife.
Yeah, he did. You can't do that. It's been proven.
But you know why he wifed her? She is giving him everything he wants right now and more. I've seen the videos, not with him.
It'll last for 5-10 minutes.
I've seen videos how she get down. He's getting everything.
Yeah, it'll last for 5-10 minutes. Yeah, she tried to be like Superhead. She was trying to be like Superhead.
Ain't no trying on me. Have you seen her work? Ain't no trying. All right, then. Ain't no trying on me.
But she not Superhead though. Superhead was.
It's fucking MJ Kobe. It's like
Hey, Trip, you and I are talking about this dude's wife now.
Let me see something quick. I wonder if her page still.
See what I'm saying, homie? I be having to prove Smitty all the time. I got to prove my points every day. We just talked about it yesterday.
Her page used to. She probably deleted her Twitter. Her page, like her very first pinned video on her page used to be her giving some crazy gawk, but she probably took it down.
And that's a dude's wife, though.
Right, but I'm assuming she's had to take it down now that she's with this dude. Let me see. I don't know if she got.
I guarantee you, I bet you there's videos out there. You ain't got rid of all that.
Oh, of course, it's Twitter. I mean, it's a right. I mean, she was a star for years doing that. The videos everywhere. I'm just wondering, did she, out of like respect, like remove the video knowing that she's with like a legit? No, she did it.
What?
I just went to her Twitter page, just assuming that like, okay, she got a dude now, they're together. She's had to remove this video that's been pinned to her page forever since 2015. She did not. We can't show it on here, but she's giving the craziest gawk you've seen. And so imagine you got a girl like your actual girlfriend. Because I don't know if they're married. This is actual legit.
I don't need to imagine. I told you to imagine yesterday, and I'm just proving my point.
No, but we weren't talking about porn stars yesterday. We were talking about just like, okay, if somebody in the industry used to date Shorty. Now it's been 2 years. Now you're dating Shorty. That like, why you want to date her knowing that the other dude already smacked? That's a little different. This is like she smacked. She's fucked everybody, and now you're dating her. That's different. Like everybody.
Not really.
Regular people. Right. She's on camera. There's video. When there's video, homie, it's a sense of like embarrassment for the man. So that's way different. Like we can assume and like just guess that like, okay, well if you was dating that dude, obviously he fucked at some point, duh. But you're not seeing it. When you seeing her go to work, seeing her give the gawk 5,000, that's a different like level for a man. I could never date. If I was single, I could never date a porn star. Never. And in fact, her video was still up. That tells me that he actually don't care at all. Like, keep that up. I don't give a fuck. You know, he getting so much pleasure. He's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. But let's finish. What's happening now? Let's get into it before we take a quick commercial break. Before Big Matt jumps in on the show. What's happening now? That's Smitty on the right, on the picture. Florida man, Smitty, has been found chasing down who he thought was his girlfriend in a car, but he followed the wrong car and killed an innocent woman. One of the victims, who drove a car with the same make and model as the one the suspect's ex was in, was allegedly on the phone with her 9-year-old daughter and father while being chased. And her last words were being, "He gonna kill me," before a crash occurred. Cold business, Smitty.
That's crazy. That's the same story, Brian. It's some literal psychopaths. Number one, why are you chasing down your girlfriend anyway? For what?
But that's my point, homie.
Just off the bat, you shouldn't have been in that situation. I don't care if she cheated on you. I don't care what she did on you. Move on, homie. You a grown ass man. Why you worried about you trying to kill over a woman? You trying to kill over what? Over your feelings, over your emotions, because she hurt your feelings, and then you so stupid. On top of that, you follow the wrong car, don't recognize the plates, and go kill an innocent woman.
Hey, you know what's funny?
That's crazy, homie.
The liberal left-handed cats like D. Jones, he said, DeSantis, where you at?
no sympathy at all for this dude, man. This is sick.
This ain't no politics right here. D. Jones called out DeSantis, the governor of Florida. D. Jones thinks DeSantis is supposed to be everywhere with everybody in the state and making sure that nothing goes down. DeSantis is supposed to be following this motherfucker.
He's trolling you, Jason, and you're letting him do it.
Hey, Smitty, real talk though. It's not just a man, Smitty. You know, these female stalkers are showing up at everywhere. Again, dog, we got to go back to my points. Just stay single. And he's a weirdo fuck, homie.
Yeah,
weirdo fuck.
This ain't no state. This ain't no example. He's weird as fuck. He's something wrong with him.
I'm saying, go both ways. Weird females are stalking dudes. Weird dudes stalking females. But bottom line, my point is, this relationship shit, for the birds.
Jason, are you chasing down a woman if she cheated on you? You chasing her down? In the
no, I would give her a squirt of piss.
Right.
I'm not chasing down no bitch.
I just said a woman, so yeah.
But my point is, They'll chase you down, though.
Okay, we're not talking about that right now. I'm talking about you as a man. You're the man, though. You're the leader. You're the head of the household. If she disrespects you, cut her off.
My point is, that's why I'm. You know what? You're not gonna do? Cheat on me, because I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna be in that fucking spot.
So what I've learned from you, JB, and
y'all ain't giving me enough credit. Y'all ain't giving me enough credit. That's the problem. You're not giving me enough credit. You keep going over all these bumps and hiccups and fucking bumps in the road to say at the end of the day, ask me this hypothetical. There ain't no hypothetical. That's where the credit needs to be given. Like, JB, damn, there is no hypothetical for you. You just basically just ain't never going to be in that situation. You're never going to be able to give up the 4 houses and a car and a yacht and the dogs and the cat and the fucking money and the cards, because you ain't going to ever be in that situation. I told my homies, Ruben in the chat and all them dudes when we were little kids, I'll never be married. And the homies, you say that now. And everybody say that, Smitty. You say that now. 20 years, and then another 20 years. 20 more years. Well, shit. I'm almost at both of them 20 years hit.
There ain't nothing to brag about, though, homie. I guess what I'm saying is, again,
I think it's a flex.
I've said it multiple times. It's obvious that you've been hurt by a lot of people. Friends,
never hurt.
Family, and prior relationships. And since you've said it before, I'm not like putting your business out there. Like, we talked about your ex before on the show. Pissed you off. You don't fuck with her because what she did, as you should not fuck with her. So I think when I listen to everything you told me and I piece it together, your history of just like of being fucked over by women, family, friends. Fast forward to today, it's made you who you are today. Because now you don't fuck with none of your family. You don't fuck with no relationship.
Ray Day said he gave you 20 super chats. You never read one of them. BTS.
Shout out to Dre Day Solo, man. He gave us 20 super chats, man. I appreciate you, man, for locking in. Dre Day Solo, you a real one. I like the chain. That chain swaggy. I like that, homie. Appreciate all your
support. Black on black crime. He said you didn't read none of them. I read all of them.
You didn't read none of them. It's hard to see every single comment. We got thousands of comments going on a regular.
I read all of them, though, because he's a brother.
You didn't read any of them. You got to get married, JB. I don't really care about that. I'm saying it's okay to get in a relationship, though, and have a title. Like, it is. As long if you got a good partner, just think about this. It's okay to have a partner. If you got a good ass somebody who's going to make your life easier, that's okay. You ain't got to marry.
I can get the same shit, Smitty. I literally get the same shit without having any attachments.
You don't. It's not when you want it.
What can I get?
What can I get? This is a small example. I remember one day you wanted to go to Arizona, like last year, and you was like, "Fuck, bro, I can't fucking find a dog sitter, man. The one AE, she's out of town hanging with this. I can't bring this." You was like, "That's the one little thing. If I need a dog sitter, hey, man, I'm gonna go hang with the fuck. You watch the dogs today? Okay, thank you." That's something real little, but it's little everyday stuff where, like, when you have a partner, for example, I was at work late last night. Why? I had to produce a segment with Paul Pierce after the show. So my baby, knowing I had a busy day, got food for us. Little shit like that. Yeah, can I get food? Can I cook? Of course. But sometimes I might not feel like I've been at work all fucking day. When I come home, the food is done. It's made. My drink and my cup is already poured. It's little things where it relieves stress. When it comes, we talking about sex earlier. That's fucking that's whenever I want. It's here. It's every day. I think you might be often, but it ain't just if your AE got some other shit going on, then you're shit out of luck. You know what I'm saying?
AE is not girlfriend, homie. AE is not girlfriend. Smitty, if you said to your wife or your girlfriend, sit here and watch my dogs, she's not going to be your wife or your girlfriend very long any fucking way. She want to go with you to Arizona or Hawaii. Hey, baby, I'm going to Hawaii with the homies. Can you sit here and watch the dogs? No, that's why you have to have an AE, Smitty. Goddamn, homie.
Go hang with
AE, watch the dogs. Hey, AE, watch the dogs. Hey, AE. Hey, homie, watch the dogs. Come on, homie. That's extra cheese spent if I got to take the broad with me to fucking Arizona, Hawaii, fucking Alaska, homie. What am I doing today? I know, teaching.
The problem is, homie, that you treat the AE like she the WIFE and ain't no TITLE. So make that make sense, homie. That don't make sense. Exactly.
Why?
I'm too deep, homie. I'm too deep.
Who does it not make sense for?
I'm too deep, homie. I'm too
Who needs
deep.
the title? Me or her?
Homie.
Who needs the title? Her or me?
The AE is getting WIFE privileges.
Not really.
Going to flying the woo with you, hanging out with you and the homie, and yeah. That don't make sense. Stay in the lane.
For you? For you?
Just for the fellas, for the industry.
Makes perfect sense for me. I don't know. It must not make sense for you. Make perfect sense for me. Huh?
We don't bring the A. The AE is like one specific. The AE don't go travel with you, go over here, go hang, meet the mom, meet the home. Nah, the AE come over, whoop, whoop, do their thing, and cut out. We ain't kissing and telling. Don't nobody know about it. Ooh. Yo AEs, I'll say plural. They be. It's almost like it's your WIFE. You dare not do that.
See, that's me. That's what happens, Smitty. When you don't move to hide and duck around and shit and hide, you do what I do, homie. It's out there. Come on, you want to go with us? And that's what everybody know that. They're like, damn, JB show everybody. See, I'm too deep for y'all. Y'all don't get it. I show anybody, everybody.
That's what I'm cooking right now, though. That's what I'm cooking. The shots that I'm cooking. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know what. Well, they micro think. Whoever said that's one guy, a micro thinker.
No, they all said I'm cooking. They all said I'm cooking.
Ain't that Ian Shumpert? Ain't that Ian Shumpert?
Look, Kung Fu Hillbilly, white boy said I'm cooking. Got my hat on. They cook. That's it. Look, Lions being. They said, I hear you, Smitty. They own me. They with me right now. They with me right now.
Well, they probably all got wives or girls. And they don't know how I live. They probably all wish to be me, but are like you. So they mad. They mad at me. They mad at me.
The brother surprised. Look, the brother said, surprisingly, Smitty's cooking. They be shocked when I say something good. It's so rare. Before we go to commercial,
it sounds like, to me, it's like you and everybody defending you in this chat, particularly on this topic. They sound like hey, they, may, Jay, gay. Anyways, we'll be back in 3 minutes.
Before we do that, Betty, though, real quick, I don't know if you got it in. Shout out to my brother who we had on the show this week, Sheldon Day, man. Just re-signed with the Washington Commanders yesterday. It's official. Another 1-year deal going into year. This will be, I think this will be year 9, or will this be year 10? I think this will be year 9, if I'm not mistaken. Officially, it might be year 10. I got to talk to my homie, but regardless, another year with the Commanders. They're on the up and up. They had a phenomenal year last year with the NFC Championship. Hopefully this year they go to the Super Bowl. Just want to shout out my brother before we go to our first official commercial break, because like we said, you got to stay around, man. We got special guests, one of the all-time coaches, Mr. Bobby Cremins. We got Shaun King. We got Matt McChesney around the corner talking Colorado. We got much more. So don't go nowhere. Send in your C-note starting right now. Become a member, and we'll see you back in 4 minutes. What you doing, JB?
Los Angeles Sparks WNBA team, Smitty, says we're looking for a few good men. They want male practice players for the 2025 season. Do you have what it takes, Smitty?
Well, listen, to answer your question, I do have what it takes, but I will not be participating because I don't have the time to do so. But they do have tryouts. They are having tryouts for all the LA folks. Saturday, April 12th, here in a couple weeks, really a month away, from 10 to 12 p.m. at El Camino College. Shout out to El Camino. You know, my brother JuJu played at El Camino. And listen, this is something where if you follow WNBA, if you ever talked to any WNBA players, This is something that they do all the time, every year. I think most teams, even college teams, some of the good collegiate teams, they'll have some males come in, got some student athletes who maybe played basketball in high school but wasn't good enough to play at the next level. That they'll have them come in to help them, play more like at a physical level, to just, kind of be like the scout team, so to speak, to have those others that where you're getting those real reps. And it's a situation where, hey, if you're able to go against, men and be able to succeed against them, then when you work your games, you would hope it make it a little easier when you're going against, other women. Like the goal of any practice is to make your practice extremely hard so the games are easier. I know all my successful teams, our practices were hard as hell. High school at Warren Central, first couple of years at Ball State, and then when game day got there, it was like, shoot, we didn't do everything, we didn't prepare it. So this is what they're doing. They want to make sure they're competing at the highest level. They want to create a physical environment, physical team, and this is what they do. Like, this is a regular thing, Jason. I know this is rare to you because you're finally putting your eye to the sport. This is a normal thing. Every lady in the chat who watches the sport, every man in the chat who watches the sport, y'all know I'm right. So I love it. I love it.
Smitty. T's and P's, man. I want to show up. I think we should film it. I think that's the get us over the hump viral clip.
That's the moment.
I want to show up. I want to show up because it's a mockery.
April 12th, homie, show up 10 to 12. Don't go on the boat. Go to El Camino. Bring your basketball shorts from the 80s and go out, put your goggles on and go out there and do your thing. And you're going to get worked. You're going to get worked. That's the funny thing. Because you ain't did no workout in years. So you got to shape. 2 times up and down the court. It's a wrap. I love it. Listen, why are you upset? Wasn't you and Shaun King the same people who were upset when we what was it? It was a girls flag football we showed. It was a clip. And they had women also doing the sideline reporting. And Shaun stated that he thinks it's not fair that they don't have any men doing the sideline reporting for the women's sport because they have women do sideline reporting for the men's sport. So this is kind of that same breath, right? They're hiring men to come in and be able to help this team improve throughout the season, become practice players, become scout team players. They're providing job opportunities for men. And it's allowing the women to get better. I don't understand. It's a win-win for all parties, homie. The men ain't trying out for the actual team. It's just practice, homie.
Meanwhile, this happened. That's Sabrina, homie.
Yeah, Sabrina Ionescu. She got fouled, and yeah.
Fouled?
There's nothing here.
She got fouled?
That's a blocking foul. That's a blocking
foul. That's what you take out of that.
Yeah.
You don't take that Lil Wong, 15-year-old Asian boy, cut her off to the spot.
No.
And literally got in front of her 3 different occasions, moved his feet 3 times and cut her off.
Mm-mm.
And we want fucking Reese to get paid millions of dollars? We are in the building. We got our guest joining us, the owner and operator of 0 to 60 pod with Bailey. 6-0 Academy. The main man, Colorado Buff legend, Jet, Dolphin, and Bronco. Our main man, Big Matt McChesney, joins us. Matt, happy Friday, pregame Friday. Did you see Lil Wong cut off Sabrina and get to the fucking spot and get a blocking call? And Smitty thinks that they should get fucking $20 million a year.
No, I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that. Stop.
Yeah.
They will get paid more. They have the collective bargaining agreement that's about to expire with Caitlin Clark entering the league. She's brought her and Angel Reese together, just keeping it real. They brought more excitement, more visibility. They have a new TV contract deal. All I'm saying is they're going to get more money. I didn't say nothing about
I'll be damned if I talk with WNBA on this show. So we're not going to go there.
We're talking about the season start. We're having a topic, weekly topics. Caitlin Clark. I'm talking Indiana Fever's going to win it all this year.
Yeah, they need to pay the white girl because the white girl saved the league.
They should pay the white girl. Caitlin Clark's a baller, and she's in my city.
Hey, Matt, I don't know if you saw a video I did yesterday. It's starting to pick up some steam, but Aaron Rodgers was seen on the beach, and he had a blankie. Aaron Rodgers had a blankie on, and he had a blankie on, and Smitty asked me this very specific question, Matt. Like, what do you think are in those ear pods? And I did a video, and I said this. Rodgers walking around with a fucking blankie on a beach?
I didn't see this picture. What do you think he listened to it in his headphones right now?
It's fucking like...
Just ambiance. What is this, like the fucking Predator movie? What's wrong with him? JB, there's something wrong with you, dog. Like in between the ears, there's something wrong, dog.
Nah, you know that fucking ocean music. You know that ocean music shit. That's you know the.
Where's he holding the seashell up to his fucking ear?
Right, he's trying to like become one with nature, Matt, and just figure out where should I go.
Homie, what's going on? What's going on with this guy?
Apparently, he's cold. And that's cool. It's get cold out there on the beach in the morning.
It does.
He's either listening to the shit that you think he's listening to, or maybe it's like, like fucking Chris Isaac on repeat, just wicked game. Just all fat ass bastard music for Aaron Rodgers.
Hey Matt, did you see Smitty go out and do a wellness check on him?
You did a wellness check on him. That's nice. That's nice of you.
I want to check on my guy.
This is like the first time in dude's life that he's like not coveted and being priority. So
Smitty did a wellness check, homie.
Look,
Smitty did a wellness check.
Smitty, dog.
My facial expression perfectly. It's a perfect vibe. Like, this is my high school picture of my face. This shit's beautiful. I'm not gonna lie, it's a perfect picture. Shout out to Kevin the trucker putting this together. This is hilarious. I'm not gonna lie.
I knew Matt didn't see it first. He was talking.
That was good. Holy shit, that is fucking good.
I gotta repeat this real quick.
Matt, that motherfucker did a wellness check on him with a blankie on, homie.
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
I knew he didn't see you. I knew he didn't see it, homie. God damn. I gotta be honest, Matt. I gotta ask you a real question, Matt. At what point do you stop giving a fuck about what Aaron Rodgers does? He's starting to wear thin on everybody, ain't he?
Starting to, bro. It's played out. Like, look, if he ends up with the Steelers and stays healthy, I think they have the potential to be a pretty good football team. That might put him over the top. But that's a huge if. And he's just – I'm not going to say he's a cancer. He's too good of a player to be a cancer, but he's like George with talent. Like, remember how much of a pain in the ass Jeff George was? But he could throw the ball, but he just kind of sucked. Well, Aaron Rodgers can really play, but he's got an attitude and he's really narcissistic, like next level narcissism. And, you know, it's probably what made him good for so many years, but it's also isolating him from this next generation. And, like, some guys just don't get it and don't want to be around it. And I get it. So I think Pittsburgh is the best spot for his old ass. If he ends up with the Giants, I don't think it'll work out very well. I don't. That he has bad juju in that stadium. New York wasn't playing to him. Get out of there. Pittsburgh with a good defense and a run-first mentality and DK Metcalf and Pickens and Freiermuth and all these other dudes. Arthur Smith is a pretty level-headed OC that's been a head coach. I think that could be a good fit if Aaron Rodgers buys into playing in the system and doing his job. I mean, why wouldn't that work, right?
Yeah, I think Pittsburgh. I'm hearing Minnesota's in the rumblings, Matt. I think Minnesota.
I like Minnesota as the best option.
I mean, if you want to follow the Brett Favre path and go to Minnesota and play for O'Connell, I don't think that could be. It's not a bad thing. They're fortifying their offensive line. They spent a ton of money in free agency. They've got arguably the best receiver in football.
Good number two,
they got good skill players, bro.
Aaron
they can
Jones in the backfield.
Yep.
Yo, running back. I like Minnesota as the best. I like Pittsburgh too. I think
inside. He gets to go back to Green Bay and fucking have the whole rivalry thing there. Yeah. So that would make sense too. But if I'm Pittsburgh, I'm pulling this trigger because who else are you gonna play? Mason fucking Rudolph again?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, Russell's still technically, available there. We know he's visiting other teams just to protect himself. But
he's a bum.
And Matt, speaking of that, Aaron Rodgers seems to be the domino that falls here before Russ gets scooped up. But I keep bringing this point up, and it's like, at what point do we realize that, hey, man, quarterback play is just not very good? We're sitting here reaching right now to fill a couple holes. And we're trying to fill a few holes, man, at quarterback. And I'm going to be honest, it ain't in the rookie class. So I'm curious to see if you think that
rookie class.
And I'm just saying, Matt, like if you're Brian Daboll, here's the bigger macro level picture here, though. Brian Daboll if he's going to depend on a Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward, any of these rookies, no offense to any of them, but you're being fired. This is your fireable year. You have to go get a veteran, right? You got to go get an Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, at least somebody that's got the experience on a bad roster. Giants aren't ready, as Matt alluded to. They're not ready to. And I don't think any quarterback wants to go there, especially not a 41-year-old or a 37-year-old who's chasing one more ring. They're not trying to go to New York. The option is Pittsburgh or Minnesota or Frisco. We're going to get into that with you in a second. But I just don't know. I don't know what's going on here, Matt. I think Russell Wilson follows wherever Aaron Rodgers doesn't go. And he went to Cleveland yesterday, and they got no deal done. And apparently he's in New York last night after that and today and meeting with the Giants. And it makes sense for him and Ciara, right, or Sierra or whatever. They're New York. It feels like New York's a great fit for those two.
Yeah.
But as far as Aaron Rodgers and couple other guys, it could be Jameis Winston back to Cleveland for a year, or Cleveland has to absolutely take Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders at the second spot and live with it until Deshaun Watson either shits or gets out the pot. So it's going to be interesting here in the next few days. I'm just surprised day 5 of free agency, day 4, whatever. Aaron Rodgers is still playing hardball and shit like he's 28. And you got Russell Wilson walking around here. And then you got a bunch of unknowns here, with the biggest one being the 49ers basically gutting their roster and still have not signed Brock Purdy. And I just have to think that's red flag in my mind. I don't know, but I want to get your take on that. Smitty, I don't know what the next thing is. I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that.
Okay, so that's a lot to unpack. I'll try and dissect as much as I can. You make some great points. Look, NFL free agency is always a shot in the dark. You're trying to make a home run with every signing. A lot of them don't work out, just like a lot of draft picks don't. When you're looking at quarterbacks, especially with the carousel here, like, is Geno Smith really – is Sam Darnold really an upgrade on Geno Smith? Geno Smith going to Vegas, that's a huge get for them. But Sam Darnold going to Seattle, what's the motivation behind that? Like, is it just money? Because they're losing players and adding him. He's not getting DJ and Lockett and all these other guys. So what are they going to provide for him? You know, Russ and Aaron Rodgers, like two aging veterans that their numbers would say that they're not playing bad football, but then you watch the film and you see the dynamic between player and coach and all the other shit that's going on, and you realize, okay, this is a poisonous situation for both. I know Russ played okay in Pittsburgh, but I really don't think he's the answer there, and neither does Pittsburgh. The smugness and arrogance of the franchise is mixed with the smugness and arrogance and narcissism of the players that are out there still looking for jobs are clashing because they're both sides. No one wants to give an inch. I want a 3-year deal. Well, we're only giving 1-year deals to aging veteran quarterbacks. We know you're Aaron Rodgers, but you're not Aaron anymore. You're just Aaron. So, look, the inability for some of these quarterbacks to look at themselves in the mirror and have that hard conversation, that's really the problem here. It's not that they're not getting offered anything. I know it's moving slow. It's that it's going to take a week or two to really convince their own ego that it's okay to take a 1-year prove-it deal. You're at the end of your career. Is winning or money more important? And then if you're the team, especially if you're the Giants, I don't know, you can draft a young guy, but someone else is going to coach him. Like, you have to understand that if you're a young guy also, like, is it really that bad if you drop?
Right.
You're still going to the first round. Patrick Mahomes didn't go till like 13? No one cares. So, you know, like, the ups and downs of the situation and draft day, it's crazy. It's a TV show. It's blown out of proportion, good, bad, or indifferent. All that said, you know, it sure is fun to fucking talk about, I'll tell you that. But the draft class is super thin. The free agent class is, I'm not going to say it's thinner, but it's predictable. It's the same guys that were on this in the carousel last year, essentially. You know, that really in the future, I think the next big story with quarterbacks is going to be getting Joe Burrow the fuck out of Cincinnati. Like, where's Joe Burrow going to play in the future? Because I really think the Bengals and him at some point are going to have an extremely strained relationship because they are so goddamn cheap.
They're so cheap, man. That's an interesting point. We might have to bring that back into the rundown too. But one thing you talked about was the rookie class, and I kind of wanted to dive into that because that's on the rundown here. With all the free agent QB movement, where do you see Shedeur Sanders going? Because I'm a guy who came on here, and I think I was, you know, adamant. I said there's no way Shedeur doesn't go top 10 weeks ago, right? And then right after I said that, all the movement happened. Geno goes to the Raiders. Aaron gets released by the Jets. We think he's going to end up on one of these teams. We don't know where Russ is going to go. And Sam Darnold, like, all the movement started to happen. So now it's like, I think there may be a world where he actually doesn't go top 10 just because of the situation. Now we got Tennessee at the top, say still need a QB. We mentioned that Cleveland, as of right now today, we say they still need a QB, and then the Giants. So I still think the top 3 picks still need a QB right now today. But if Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers goes to the Giants, that takes them off the board. You know, I would think, unless they go veteran and get a rookie, which they could do. But then I guess what I'm saying is in the top 10, it's slim pickings now. The Raiders have their quarterback. The Jets have their quarterback with Justin Fields. Obviously, Jags, Patriots, and Panthers already kind of got their QB. So read us the top 3 picks. What are they going to do? And so I guess we ask you, man, what you thinking?
So I don't really think anybody's got their quarterback just because Fields signed for $40 million. He's just there. He's in the mix, right? So, look, I still think he could go to Cleveland at 2. I think he could go to the Jets at 7. I think somebody could trade up to get him also that's not really in the conversation. Watch out for the Saints sitting at 9. If he falls to New Orleans at 9 and he plays inside, rookie, they don't have a quarterback. They're trying to rebuild that fucking franchise.
Is Carson, did Carr resign? Is Derek still there?
He's there, but they're thinking about chopping him. I've been hearing rumors.
I was asking.
He'll be there for a year, maybe, even if across the bridge. I think that would be a really unique fit for Shedeur. I think he could go down there and tear it up, especially in that town. New Orleans is fucking. It's a real motherfucking city. Like, they ain't fucking around down there, and they got real swag in New Orleans, and Shedeur's got real swag. So I think that could be a real fucking good mix. Don't like forget though that the Colts have the 2 worst quarterbacks in the NFL on their roster. He slides to 14, make a decision. Like, there's everywhere as you look through the rest of the first round. If he falls to 21 and Pittsburgh has an opportunity to get Shedeur Sanders, at these other teams trading up potentially to get back in the mix if somebody falls in love here, because so much of the misinformation is just that. It's get us to react to it and give our opinion on it. If he goes early, if he goes late, the disrespect part of it, like, oh my God, Matt's saying that he's going to go 21 to Pittsburgh. No, that's not what I said. I said if he were to fall, there's good situations later in the draft as well. Like, remember Dan Marino fell to 24 or something. Like, and it was, I remember I don't remember this because it was 83 and I was 2. The Elway to Marino documentary talking about, like, if the Raiders 2 picks before the Dolphins would have picked Marino, you would have had Elway Marino in the same division for 20 years. Craziness. So
yeah.
I think that there's a ton of opportunity out here. And wherever Shedeur ends up going, he's Shedeur Sanders, bro. I think he's going to bring something different to the front that a lot of people are intimidated by, a lot of people don't like. But I dig it. I want my quarterback to be confident and cocky and brash and in your face and knows he's the baddest motherfucker in the room, and he's going to walk out there and shred you up and fucking let you know about it. So, I mean, we'll see how this all goes, but obviously that's the side of the hill I'm on.
JB, what are your thoughts? Where does Shedeur, like, what does your gut tell you? What happens with Shedeur in this first round? Is there a team that you think makes the most sense for him?
Nah, I think Spencer Rattler's trainer we have on our show quite often, Gio, he's going to get Spencer on our show next week. I just found out, by the way, Spencer Rattler will be on this show next week. I'm hearing that New Orleans is very confident in Spencer going forward. So I don't know if they can move Carr or not. I think they want to move Carr, in my opinion, and I think they think Spencer may be their future there. I don't know. So number 9 was an intriguing thought to me, as Matt said. I thought that could be a spot somebody fell to. I don't know now though with Spencer, and do you get rid of a Carr for some assets and then still draft another quarterback instead of getting some trade capital? I don't know. I don't know. Matt would probably have a better idea. I don't see any quarterbacks making an impact. Maybe some draft picks or something. I don't know, but like, see, so to me, Brian Daboll, unless he wants to go after a veteran like Russell Wilson, and I don't think he'll get Aaron Rodgers. I think Carr makes the most sense for him. Older guy, big arm, goes in there, veteran guy, and Daboll, I think makes more sense than Daboll and a rookie. But I still see Daboll drafting a rookie. But I don't know, man. I just hear too many things that are kind of similar to what I'm thinking. I don't think this quarterback class is someone you put your hat, you can hang your salary on. I don't think so. I think they're going to get fired. Like, New York's definitely going to get fired, and I think Cleveland's getting fired if you go with a rookie. Unless the GM Matt rides on it and says, nah, we're going to take this rookie and we're going to defend Brian Daboll and Stefanski or whatever his name is, then okay. But if both of them are on the hook, like the Giants are, by the way, because the GM's getting the fuck out of there too.
No, that's true. The GM's terrible in New York.
After the fucking Saquon debacle. So I'm just saying, I think that I would find it hard-pressed to go 1, 2, or 3 here. I don't know. But the Titans could go 1 with Cam Ward. They could go 1 with a QB. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But all I do know is I'm tired of hearing Ryan Clark and the race baiting thing about Shedeur's being black is the reason he's dropped. We don't know he's dropping.
I don't understand that. Why does that have to be the issue? Cam
Ward was already number 1.
Ridiculous. Caleb Williams is black, dude. He went first last year. What are we talking about?
Man, the last 5 fucking drafts have drafted more quarterbacks in the first few rounds black than anybody. And the black highest paid guy is black right now, Dak Prescott. It's a stupid thing.
I just hate that we have to keep talking about it, bro. It brings out the worst in people.
Yeah, it does. It divides us more in this game. Here's the thing.
Man, it shouldn't matter. The color of your skin means nothing. The color of your jersey means everything.
Yeah, no doubt.
Speaking of color of your jersey, is there a world? I know
Shout out to A-Ron.
A-Ron, man. That's a bro. Speaking of the brother,
A-Ron.
that's the brother right here. Best up with the show ever. Appreciate you. It's C-No Friday and A-Ron.
You need to come watch my show. Come watch my show.
Let's get 20 more people to do
this. That sounds good.
Hey, Matt, if to stay on that subject, if I know that Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, I'm hearing Jackson Dart is climbing up the polls. Those are probably going to be the first 3 QBs picked, I would think. I just can't imagine right now in a league where the Titans need a lot, the Cleveland needs a lot. They re-signed Myles Garrett. So do you go get a bridge quarterback and just keep a Jameis Winston or re-sign a Jameis Winston, which I hear is not off the table? Or Russell Wilson got passed by yesterday. Apparently he left without a deal. So they said Kenny Pickett, small hands Pickett, will compete with whoever the starter is. Are the Cleveland Browns just saying, hey, fuck it? Yeah, like is the Cleveland Browns basically saying we're fucked? Like we're just gonna we're gonna chop this up. We're gonna chop this up and maybe do draft a rookie and say, because they've restructured Deshaun Watson's contract 3 times now, saved $36 million or got $36 million. So
look, I will say this. As the Commanders were in a good situation, looking back on it now, to go on a run with a rookie quarterback, I think Cleveland also is. They've got a reliable tight end. They have a good offensive line. They're a run-first mentality. Stefanski's a good coach. They have the best defensive player at his position in football, Myles Garrett, arguably, but still incredible. They're really good on defense, and they're coming back healthy. They're 2 years away from a playoff berth. So I think that if they can all come together, understand the urgency, you got a rookie quarterback, take him at 2, or if Cam doesn't go 1, take Cam at 2, however they want to look at it, and build around his ass and roll from day 1 and see what happens. Because if the Commanders turn it around like they did last year, well, damn it, Cleveland could do it too. They've got a good base and a good foundation of veteran players that no one's given any credit to whatsoever. So
that's a good point.
I think that they could be successful if everything lines up correctly based on the foundation that they've had in the past.
I just don't see Jaden Daniels. Go ahead, no, I was just saying I don't think there's a Jaden Daniels in the draft though. That's the only issue. But go ahead, Smitty.
And we did. A lot of us didn't know Jaden Daniels was Jaden Daniels last year. Some of us did, but a lot of us didn't know
we did. I did.
Not that. You didn't think he'd be this good, though. I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think it's the right. Like Matt's point, though, it's the right situation matters. Trust me.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of talented guys go to shit programs. Sam Darnold, look where he went. Hey, everybody said he was horrible. Couldn't do it. Look at the fucking teams he was on, and now look at him. So, I'm just saying, it matters. But go ahead, Smitty.
Yeah, one good year. We'll see what we do in Seattle. Is there any world? I see the Niners at pick 11. If they don't figure some shit out with Brock, they don't come to.
They just signed Mac Jones though, and just signed another. I don't know. Okay. I'm not saying Mac Jones is the guy, Smitty. I'm not saying Mac Jones is the guy. I'm just saying Mac Jones was Shanahan's favorite guy during the Trey Lance era. Remember, he wanted Mac Jones actually first, and then Lynch trumped him, and they got that horrible fucking debacle with Trey Lance. Gotcha. But it's a good question.
Yeah, I was like if Shedor's not off the table yet, and you're Lynch and Shanahan at 11, and you're on the board, and you for whatever reason you and Purdy just don't come to an agreement because he wants to get $54 million. Is there something do you think about it? That's all I'm saying.
That is a ton of money for Brock Purdy, bro.
I know.
That leads me to my point. That leads me to the next topic, man.
I don't think you.
That's a lot of fucking money for Brock
Purdy.
Think
about what you're saying,
Smitty. Got paid 53.5. So if I'm Brock Purdy's age, I'm like, why the fuck would I'm not taking a penny under that because my stats are better. I've been to Super Bowl and I've been to NFC Championship. But
I just don't understand. I just don't get – Sean Salisbury and I talk about it on his show every day. I just don't understand why your mistake has to be my fucking mistake. That's the one thing I don't get. Why do I got to pay you just because fucking Tua got paid? Like, that's not my mistake, homie. Like, see, that's the problem. I don't understand why we have to pay him. We don't have to pay him. Matt, the market, but there's no teams left. There's no teams. There's no teams out there.
So how many people, if you're the Niners and you like Shador or you like Cam, would you think Tennessee and or Cleveland would say, yo, we'll trade you, San Francisco will trade you Purdy, and we're keeping our first rounder because we're giving you our quarterback. We'll give you Purdy and our second round pick and next year's second round pick. And we want to move up to 1 or 2 to take 1 or 2 quarterbacks and then start that rookie and save the fucking $55 million a year. And Purdy goes to one of those 2 teams on a 1 year.
Right.
That's what he's got left, right? On a 1 year prove it deal. And you go down and you prove it. You want to fucking be the bad motherfucker and make $60 million a year. Brock, here's your opportunity because San Francisco's not going to do it. Personally, that's what I would do. There's no way I'm paying him that money, but I'm not letting him go for nothing. So,
well, here's the problem. I'm the flip side. I want to play whatever you want to call it, bad cop, good cop. I want to be the flip side GM in Tennessee or Cleveland, and I'm going to call you, Matt, and I'm going to say, fuck out of here. You think I'm giving you the first round for fucking Brock Purdy? See, that's the problem. That's what I don't think anyone wants to really talk about, Matt.
They would do it.
Matt, I just don't think people are talking about this. I don't understand why the Niners don't say, you know what, Brock? You think you're worth this money? Go shop. Because there's nobody left to buy, Matt. And I'm just being honest. Tennessee is not about to give this dude $50 million. They would be fucking asinine.
Let me ask this question. But looking at it, take away just the money. Evaluate Cam Ward, Brock Purdy, Shador Sanders. Out of those 3 guys, because Brock's pretty young still, retrospectively, and he played a ton of college football. So all that said,
and he's been to a Super Bowl and NFC Championship games. I'm taking Purdy.
Who do you want to grow with?
Okay.
Purdy all day.
Purdy. So if you're
that's not a good option, though.
Maybe the $50 million is worth it rather than trying to bet on a rookie. So I personally, that's what I would do. I think it's good for Cleveland and or Tennessee. And it's really, I think it's really good for Shador, Cam Ward. They end up with fucking Kyle Shanahan and surrounded by pretty fucking elite talent. Even though
still got money, Matt, to your point. Just spend and bring more weapons in.
More pieces
let me ask you.
I think that's how San Francisco stays competitive.
Yeah.
I think it's how San Francisco competitive rather than paying Purdy.
Let's deep dive into this 49ers situation. I want to deep dive in there, get a different perspective. I've gotten these. I've been talking. Smitty and I have been beating a dead horse all week long with this Niner thing, and I'm trying to open up different doors to why this is the approach that Lynch and Shanahan has taken, and I just can't figure out anyone. The doors that I open, I can't find the white fucking beam of light that tells me that they've been saved. I don't find it, Matt. Here's why. You've gotten rid of 15-plus players, and arguably your best players at each position are gone. From Debo to Charvarius Ward to Funga to fucking Greenlaw to fucking, I mean, it just keeps going. The best guard in football, your right tackle. I mean, I don't understand. One of your great backs in Mitchell goes to Kansas City. And proving that, my point, every single person they released got scooped up immediately for really cheap, by the way. Greenlaw, 3-year, $35 million. In today's markets, of Smitty's point, that seems pretty fucking cheap. So I'm trying to figure out what the fuck the Niners are thinking, and it only continues to raise one red flag for me. They're not ready to give Purdy the keys to the Lamborghini. I just can't see how are they going to give him $50 million to the market's point, and you just crippled a roster when you're a bus rider, in my opinion, not a driver. You're telling me now that I'm going to put even more onus on you, Brock Purdy, without the talent that you've had for 3 years and you've been in a Super Bowl opportunity and now you just can't. What? It makes zero sense unless I'm going to take a year shot on Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to take a year shot on Purdy as a tag because that's not out the picture. I can tag him. But here's the second part of this door I opened, Matt. Who the fuck's out there to replenish the roster that you just cut? Everybody's gone, Matt. Every free agent out there, the big-time ones, are gone. And then you're telling me you're gonna get, I don't know how many picks they have, Bailey, in the first 3 rounds, but you're not replenishing Greenlaw, Ufunga, Javarius Ward, fucking your right guard that went to Green Bay. Like, I'm just saying, it makes no sense as to how they're replenishing a roster and are going to rebuild this with a quarterback that all three of us think pretty average. I like Purdy and all that, but he's not top 5 elite guys in the league. That's money to me that I just can't spend on a guy with no roster around him. It made sense for cheap. It made perfect sense when he was cheap and I had a loaded roster, Matt. Now I got no roster, and I'm about to pay a guy that didn't win the Super Bowl? I can't do it. Something's going on, man. I just want to ask you, get you a different perspective you maybe could open your eyes on as to why this is and why they're going about this approach. I don't understand it. I'm lost.
I mean, look, they're kind of between a rock and a hard place here, too, because there's the expectation that because Purdy went to a Super Bowl, he's 4-2 in the playoffs, it's a good problem to have, right? Like,
right.
You could be sitting here saying, well, you know, our starter sucks and we just got to replace him. But look, yes, they've depleted the roster to a point. $320-some million to guys in free agency in 4 days. Yeah. It's a record. It's crazy. They've lost some good players. That said, if they can find a way to stay fucking healthy, they return a great roster. So do you want the ultimate manager in Purdy, and there's trust there between the coaches and the player? And then how do you finagle this so it's more interesting and pops off the screen so we see what we need to? And everyone does. Every pundit wants to see Purdy takes the next step, the offense explode, big numbers, you know, dropping fucking dimes, blah, 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 blah. Everyone's looking for that. So when you have the personnel that they have, the question becomes very simple. Can he do that job? And when he's healthy, we've seen him operate at an extremely high level and take him to the Super Bowl. So I guess it makes it extremely black and white to me from this perspective. Where are you gonna find somebody better than that right now?
Well, that's what my point. I don't know if you can.
But then again,
the point,
he's not worth $50 million a year, bro. That's fucking crazy shit.
But the problem is with that, there's a lot of quarterbacks not worth. Trevor Lawrence,
I guess, am I wrong? Is he worth $50 million?
No, I'm with you, man. I don't think he's worth it. But again, Tua's not worth the money he's getting for being real. Trevor Lawrence ain't worth the money that he's getting for being real. You know, every year when the quarterback's like time is up, we feel like a guy will get paid. I remember years ago, Jimmy G for a little while was the highest paid quarterback for a hot second. It just the market is the market, unfortunately. So is he worth it to us from play? No. But is he worth it compared to the QB market with other QBs who's around his same level are getting paid? I think so. I went to a Super Bowl and an NFC Championship, and my numbers are better than Tua. I'm healthier than Tua.
Let me get perspective.
Because that's, to me, the best comment in terms of what he got paid and the level where he's at. So that's just where I'm at.
The only issue is, Matt and Smitty, I get all that, and I get the market, and I know you guys bring up the market all the time. Here's the difference in Tua's market and Sunshine's market and Kyler Murray's market. There were willing participating teams out there willing to pay him also. There is no fucking team right now willing to pay. I want you to shop the market and tell me.
I want to see, though. I'm curious.
But here's my point. If they put him out there, do you really think no one would be interested?
Yeah, because here's my point. Well, this is what I want to say, though. this is the point I'm trying to fucking make with this, though. Like, I want to say, all right, Purdy, we've given you a hard 45 mil, because that's what the rumor is that's in front of Brock Purdy right now. 45 mil, and he said, no, I won't do a dime under 55.
Oh, my God.
So,
you know what? Good for him.
Yeah,
Good for him. He's holding the hammer.
Business standpoint,
if that's the case,
I do.
But hold on, but if that's the case, homie, tell me, is Cleveland giving him 55 mil?
They can't. They ain't even got it because they can't.
My point is Tennessee giving them 55 mil?
Tennessee?
No, fuck no. They got too many holes, Smitty. They got too many holes.
Tony
Is the Giants?
They could give him 55 mil, but I don't think they will.
In the AFC
Are
South,
the
I
Giants?
think they would. Seriously.
Are the
They
Giants?
could, but they won't.
Are the Giants, who didn't pay Saquon fucking Barkley, going to give him 55 mil? Come on, man. Think about it. There's only 3 teams out there. I'm just telling you, let them go shop. Let them go fucking find out the hard way. And then look, even worse, Matt, by the way, you know when you come out there and find out nobody really wants you for that money, and then you come back to the Niners, guess what happens on your second
Now it's 42,
contract?
homie. Now it's 40.
No, Matt knows what's going to happen. The NFL is like blood in the water. They're going to say, oh, shit, now I can get this motherfucker for $38 million because now he fucking shopped and didn't get paid, homie. He's going to fucking castrate himself. I'm telling you, he better take the 45. He better take the fucking 45 and stay put, or his ass is going to get exposed because this league is not very good. We're not acting like this is the Dan Marino fucking era. This is a league where quarterback play is as mediocre as it's ever been, and we're talking about paying this guy money that's going to keep your roster down for fucking 5 years to come. So I just don't get it.
Don't take it, Purdy. Hold out. We get 55.
Yeah, after this conversation, I'm saying, fuck your Brock Purdy. Bet on yourself, dog.
Get that double nickel, homie.
Now, but I will say this. I'm also not the GM, and it's not my money, so fuck it. But it's – look, Brock Purdy, I really, truly believe that if Tennessee or Cleveland have the opportunity to get him, that might be a blockbuster move for San Francisco that puts everybody in a position – that they yearn to be in. They get a more veteran guy. He signs the contract he wants to sign. San Francisco gets out from the contract. They get the future, younger, more highly touted first-round guy that they can evaluate in 3 years to see if they want to sign him to that contract. And that's it. And then that seems to me like the best route to take. Now, I don't know if they're gonna fucking do it or not. So I guess we'll see. But that sure would be cool.
A man should do it with the gold and in the red or the crimson on in the Bay and Cali.
Looks clean, son.
It makes sense. It just makes sense now.
Yep.
See him in the backfield healthy. Woo! We'll see, man. But
he's surrounded by fucking talent. So
let me go back to the Niners real quick. So you signed an aging, and we all love Trent Williams. Fuck, unbelievable, right? But we signed an aging Trent Williams to a two-year deal. So he's got 2 more years. He's aging, let's be honest. CMC, Matt, just came off another injury where out of the last 3 years has played less games than he's missed more games than he's played. And we're depending on him as being our offensive weapon. We don't even know if he's going to even fucking be 70% close to what he is. You got Brandon Jennings, a guy that nobody expected to be the number 1 receiver on the roster, was the number 1 receiver on the roster, who is still right now probably the best receiver on the roster, with Brandon Ayuk tweeting out little bitching and moaning again because his homie got traded out. Debo, you lost Debo. Kittle's getting older. I still love him to death, but honest, he's being riddled with little injuries and nicks and knacks. You got
that team, yeah.
You lost your right guard and right tackle. You're gonna have to replace, and you lost your fucking nuts and guts of your offense in JUCO, who is your H-back tight end guy.
That's a really hard one for me to
I'm just saying, where is this offense going to get better with a guy that's a bus rider at QB you're going to pay 40, 50 mil to? I don't understand the logic. But if I had to ask you, Matt, it's a poll question, Matt, and we'll transition real quick because I know we got other shit. Who has lost this offseason? The Cowboys or the Niners?
Oh, the Cowboys. I mean, the Niners are just making moves. The Cowboys always lose the offseason, and they don't look any better yesterday with Lawrence and Micah Parsons bitching at each other and Like the Cowboys may have made some moves that look good on paper, and I know San Francisco lost a lot of guys, but the Cowboys is literally a fucking clown show. It's a shit show of an organization. At least San Francisco's just making business decisions, and maybe some of those decisions are questionable. Everything Dallas does is a fucking reality TV show moment. It's ridiculous.
Well, I'm hearing Dallas
after each other and shit. Come on.
I'm hearing that Cooper Kupp might be signing to Dallas, and then Miles Sanders happened overnight. Miles Sanders plans to sign with the Cowboys too on a 1-year deal. So
that's also a nice
step. Need a running back, so that's a solid option to add to the backfield. And Cooper Kupp, if he's healthy, is in a good number.
Who's replacing Zach Martin?
So I do.
Who's replacing Zach Martin and Tyron Smith? Because until they figure those two spots out, you can have as many skill guys as you want.
They'll probably go to the draft out soon.
Well, I would hope. I don't know where else you're going to find it.
Let me ask you in Cleveland, Matt, real quick. If I'm Cleveland right now and I know that my quarterback who's on a huge deal is out this year and I got to play and I got to build a roster. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. If I'm the GM, and I know this is an opinionated take, I'm not the GM. If I'm the GM, though, I'm going to be honest, it's going to be hard for me to pass on Abdul Carter to go across to fucking Myles Garrett when I know I'm going to build this team, and I'll just go get a Jameis Winston, a big arm talent, to get some wideouts and stretch the field, run the football, good old line still, good run game there, play defense, fucking get a generational talent to go along with Myles Garrett for another 5, 7, 8 years, and then get, hopefully, if we do get Deshaun Watson back or Deshaun figures out, hey, I'm cooked, I'm gone, and then you build from that point on. But right now, I get the best available pick for that roster, and that to me is Abdul Carter, not a quarterback.
Look, if Cleveland added Abdul Carter and he works out, fucking hold on to your ass, because you're gonna have two guys that can really get after you on the edges. It's a nightmare.
Who you gonna start to, man?
I don't know, dog. You're in trouble. And then I guarantee you go out and find a good pass rush 3 technique to put in that mix, because that's the next step. And dude, you can't win. Like, you have to start scheming how to just block 3 fucking guys. Yeah. So, this is the kind of shit. Like, if I'm Cleveland, I'm going after Hendrickson at Cincinnati right now too. Like, I'm unloading everything, trying to get as many elite pass rushers on that fucking team as possible.
Yeah.
Because I'm coming back. Because it only helps. Yeah. So,
hey, Matt,
I like that move. I really like the Abdul Carter move.
Yeah. Matt, we're going to get out of here, take a commercial break. But before we leave, make sure you go head on over to watch Matt today with Bailey and follow Matt. Matt, you're on a tour. You're about to go on a tour with Big Wolf. I've been seeing it, running a little clinic, going out there for all you youngsters out there who want to get coached up. By Wolf 2 legends. Go follow Matt and follow his social media, and you can find out where a clinic near you will be. Matt, real quick, you got 3 options here. I just need one. That's a fucking zinger, Smitty. That's a fucking zinger, Smitty.
Which
that's the
zinger is your favorite
thing ever. The top one.
Is the zinger like a fucking
zinger. The top one.
Like
top one. I'm taking all day. I'm taking the zinger all day on top. The chocolate zinger.
Yeah, they're all fucking zingers.
They're all
zingers.
But I never fucked with that. For the audio listeners, we have a chocolate zinger at the top, ice vanilla zinger in the
ice
middle,
vanilla,
raspberry.
And I already know Smitty wants to sprinkle.
I'm taking the ice vanilla zinger.
Yeah, I like both of them. They're hard. The last one that Smitty's gonna take, the one with the fucking cake and the fucking icing and all that, the raspberry with the fucking glitter and shit. I know Smitty wants that one already because
I don't like sparkles or not sparkles, sprinkles and shit on my shit. Like, I bet it's fire though, but I'm going with the black one. With the chocolate.
You don't like sprinkles and
with
shit?
The what one?
I'm going with the black one, the black option.
That shit is brown, homie.
You know what's fucked up though? So the bottom one is labeled raspberry zingers. The middle one's labeled ice vanilla zingers.
Yeah.
The black one's labeled ice devil's food.
It's
Fucked up, homie.
It's the name of the cake.
Fucked up, homie.
Oh my God.
Ryan Clark has just entered the chat. Smitty has entered the chat, and we're gonna get to to that. Hey, Matt, always love. We're going to take a commercial break and bring in Shaun King. So we have him for the first 30. We got legendary Bobby Cremins on at 8:30, the Georgia Tech basketball coach. So, yeah.
All right, boys. Have a great weekend. At 1 o'clock today, we got Phil Dukes on. And then Monday, we got Ricky Williams on the show. So, my ex-teammate. So, two good shows coming up on 0 to 60. Appreciate you, too. See you Monday.
Peace. Hey, quick commercial. We can get Shaun right in at 8 and get him in so we can get some great takes from Shaun King because I know he's got chomping at the bit. What the fuck are you doing?
3 minutes. We'll be right back.
Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a man who he spoke to every single NCAA college football 2025 team seemingly on the internet. From Last Chance U, national champion, Coach JB.
Yeah, Coach!
What's up, gentlemen?
Coach, just great car, great stick. Thank you for pulling off to the side of the road. Hope you don't get killed here. Honestly, the side of the road, LA, I assume, that's not necessarily the safest place on earth, so we'll make this quick. How do you feel about all of these new coaches now in this NCAA college football 2025 game using your speeches to motivate these boys from one side of the country to the other, Coach?
I feel broke.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Can I get like a royalty or something? Like, Netflix already screwed me. I'm getting screwed by EA Sports now too? Like, holy shit. I hit him up. I reached out to him like, hey, trying to be cordial and nice. I'm a nice guy, you know me.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, EA Sports, maybe I can actually be your video guy, the actual do a real video instead of using my name, image, and likeness.
Oh, shit.
And maybe I can get a little piece of the pie, but nah, it's all right. Just keep sharing my 500 million views of it.
I don't mean to laugh at you, but obviously you are a hilarious, miserable person, and this is kind of this is how it goes.
Hey, Pat, I was actually chilling. My back went out yesterday, so I didn't even do my show today. So I just left my chiropractor, and I'm waiting on this damn cigar company to open. They're late, of course. I mean, come on.
Shit. Okay, so life is good. Last question for me, because I know the last time we talked to you, you had not watched the Netflix series Last Chance U. You said that. You said, I've not watched it, but obviously you've heard from everybody. Now, do you see some clips that come across your way? You're like, I don't remember saying that. And then all of a sudden, I killed that. And do you judge your clips whenever you see them? You're like, I murdered that one.
Nah. A broad came over to the house the other day, and I didn't really want to watch Netflix with her and chill. But she wanted to watch the show. We watched one episode. Okay. And I'm like, I can't watch this. Okay. And she was like, oh my God. I'm like, I don't want to watch this. It was the first scene of the cow scene or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, they only made about $4 billion off my name on this shit. I'm not watching Netflix either. So I'm spiteful right now, Pat. I don't want to watch Netflix. I don't want to watch EA Sports video game. I'm like, man, and I can't even get 40,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel.
Well, you're going to the moon. We appreciate the hell out of you, Coach. Hopefully it'll get figured out, and we know the Netflix and chill thing, what that leads to. Bad backs, chiropractors. We appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach JB.
Yeah, Coach.
Shaun, we're in the building.
Mr.
We're in the
Shaun
building.
King. Money tall like Yao Ming. Pull up on him like ding, ding, and you're going to feel that ring, ring, and that zing, zing. And I ain't
No. Calm down.
My fault.
I've never shot a gun at anybody, so we're not
from
going to lie.
Florida. You shot a gun, though.
No.
You from Florida, open carry, homie. Don't lie to me on this show.
No.
Hey, Shaun, that's what Smitty don't get it. Smitty don't get the culture, homie. The culture thing, homie. Smitty just keep pressing his violence on this thing, homie. You know what I'm saying?
Anyway. He shot a gun. I got a gun around. Not at a human. He's a peacemaker. He ain't no.
But I'm not. If I'm a rapper, I'm not putting that.
Rap fucking y'all up. Rap fucking y'all up. I'm a rap guy.
Ring all out there. That's not my lifestyle. No.
Hey, Shaun. Right out the gate.
If you run up on me, I'm gonna call the police. I'm a civilian, brother.
Charleston White.
If you run up on me, I'm gonna call the popo.
Hey, Shaun, I gotta ask you right out the gate. You called this a while back. Steve Kim and you, Carson Beck, drama in Miami. Take a listen. Oh, I don't know. Have you heard about this drama between him and the girl that you called and said that's gonna end up being bad?
Yeah.
What's that girl's name? What's that girl's name?
The Cavender twins.
Yeah. Have you called it a while back on the show, and I'm like, apparently they unfollowed each other.
So here's the problem. When Carson got with her, he was a high-profile, projected #1 pick in the draft. He's played his way out of that. So when you're dealing with socialites, women that are seeking superstardom, and you kind of fall off, she's more than likely gonna find a reason to replace your ass anyway.
I'm so glad Shaun sees my light. I'm so glad somebody on this show sees what I say about women every day on this show. I'm so glad Shaun sees it. God,
I don't see it. Don't do that.
He does see it because we just saw Ian Schubert. We saw Ian Schubert yesterday deal with it. We saw Ian Schubert deal with it.
Ian who?
Ian Schubert. I don't know the name.
Shaun King.
Ian's broke. That's his name now. Ian's broke. That's his name now.
Real quick, Shaun. We had an argument last couple of days about why JB would never get married or never even get in a relationship, let alone married. He wouldn't even get a girlfriend and all. I'm always defending relationships and marriage because obviously I'm married and I love my wife. There's a lot of benefits of being married. From your perspective, OG, just real quick, could you just kind of educate JB on just some of the pros of being married and finding the right woman, please?
No, there's no pros. You don't need
JB's divorced, right?
No, never.
No, never been married.
Never been close. Never even been close. I ain't had a relationship go past 1 calendar year.
I mean, that's a choice. That's a choice.
Just admit it. Just say, JB, I envy you.
It's a choice.
Shaun, I've come out and said I envy you guys. Marriage, family, kids, all at the house, living together. I envy that lifestyle. I do. But y'all sometimes gotta have to say, JB, I fucking envy you to go on the yacht by yourself with a bunch of bitches. You gotta just say you envy me too. Stop it. But anyway, let's move on. Shaun, let's move on.
Be a meat fest. Let's move on. North Carolina head coach Bill Belichick asked his UNC staff to CC his 24-year-old girlfriend Jordan Hudson on all internal team emails that they send him. You see it right here. He said, "Thank you for the email. I'm including Jordan on this email so she can keep it with our postings. Can you include her on everything you sent to me? Thank you, BB."
So it makes a lot of sense for 2 reasons.
Okay.
First of all, at Belichick's age, he's not trying to be checking hundreds of emails. So she can check the emails. It also, obviously, he likes young women. You start being a head coach of a college, what are you going to be around? Beautiful young women. It puts another line of separation between him and anything that he could be accused of doing. So it's actually pretty brilliant.
Jason, thoughts?
I just don't see any good out of this whole thing, this whole situation.
Why? So now he doesn't have to check his emails ever. That's her job.
At the end of the day, it's not, Shaun, the emails are the least of my motherfucking concern. I don't give a shit about these emails.
We get in court, though, boy. It's going to be a hell of a defense.
Have you seen Landman?
No.
Who was that?
Landman, the movie, the show, Landman with Billy Bob.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen Billy Bob's daughter, right? About, young girl, senior in high school. She's chasing the big time quarterback. Every single time it comes around a big time quarterback, big, strapping, nice looking dude. I just see bad things coming, man. I see this young, pretty Alyssa Milano looking ass get piped down by the 5-star, man. And I just see bad shit happening, man. I just don't.
But she was with him when he was still the head coach of the Patriots.
They've been together for a few years.
So she's been around.
It became public recently. You're right, Sean. Yeah,
she was the one he was sneaking out. I think he got fired when he found her, though. He got fired when he found her. He wasn't with her yet.
No,
they've been messing around. They were messing around already.
For a minute.
Yeah,
remember he snuck out that back house in the cut. Remember that video? Yeah, that was like he was fired at that point. He was fired at that point. No?
They had already been messing around. That wasn't his first session.
Man, is she gonna get piped down? That's the poll question. Is she gonna get piped down by a recruit or player?
Unfortunately, yeah. It's gonna be one of the nights where her and BB getting a bad argument. She's at one of the local bars. One of the fucking 25-year-old junior is gonna be out there. You know, they old as hell now too. You know, in college, so they older than her.
That's kind of the advantage though of being like in a Chapel Hill somewhere. That community's so small. She's not gonna be able to go out nowhere and not like.
That's fair.
It causes a crowd.
At some point, Sean, 73 years old is not 25-year-old D.
Yeah, but she also don't want to mess up that bag though.
Yeah, that's what they all say, homie. But they all chase something. They always want something new.
Hey, I don't know the young lady. I'm not saying she will or she won't. I'm just saying if you go over the pros and the cons,
young ladies.
The cons are significantly costly.
And let me backpedal a little bit because you know what? She might just be in the old dudes too. Like that might be. Maybe it's like a fetish for her. When she goes to X video, she goes to the category. She types in fucking old dudes, and that's what she likes. So there's like a fantasy in the power structure of having a head coach, someone who's hard nosed, and so she probably turned on.
So maybe she go after like the owner of the Jags next then.
And let's keep it a buck. Either your people got that in them or they don't. It don't matter the environment they in. Either they gonna stay 10 toes with what they with, or they gonna be frisky and frolicking. Even if you went and took over a nursing home, you know, if it's in them, it's in them.
She in that circle now, Smitty. She's met Kraft, who loves a good rub and tug. She's met fucking Jacksonville.
Hey man, Kraft is reformed.
Got a yacht.
Hey, Sean said, hold on, real quick. Y'all didn't catch what Sean said. He said, if it's in you, it's in you. He said, it don't matter if you took over a nursing home.
A nursing home. If it's in her, it's in her. The environment don't change it.
But hold on. I feel you, but environment can tempt you more. I think that's fair.
Yeah, but the moral compass is if it's right, then it's right. As long as you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I hear you.
And I mean, like, what can she ask Bill for that he can't just be like, okay?
Listen, the thing is, Bill know what it is. He just have fun. Bill been like stressed out for 40 years coaching. He like, listen, I'm gonna go out on top, literally. I'm gonna go out like feeling just having fun.
Right. If she act up, I'm sure Bill will have her replaced in 2-3 months. My thing is this: when is North Carolina football gonna come out with something positive or football related? I mean, they announced they're doing the reality show, then they're not doing it. Now we hearing about who's getting CC'd on Belichick's emails. Like
Jersey's not having names on it.
Right. Like he got a whole lot of work to do there. It's not like North Carolina's on the precipice of being elite. Like he got a whole lot of program building to do down there in Chapel Hill.
No, I feel you, man. I feel you. No staying on college basketball topic right now. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Boise State's men's basketball player Andrew Meadows' haircut has been going viral. I think we got a picture here or a video for y'all to check out, but this is going viral. It's been all online, and I want to get JB's and Shaun King's input on here, Bailey. Go ahead and bring it up here when you get a chance. In 1 second, it's gonna be on here. Jay, what you smoking on, homie?
Huh?
That's like your 7th cigar you smoked on tonight, this morning.
I'm trying to be like Shaun, homie.
Don't be like Shaun, homie. Here we go right here. Here's the haircut, though, y'all. Here's the haircut.
At your house in 2 months, man. That's you going through them cigars like that.
Break down his haircut. Is this a bowl cut? What is this right here? Is this a taper?
I think he tapered up, ain't he? Ain't he tapered up on the side? I don't know.
What's going on up top, though? What's this?
It looked like he wouldn't. It looked like he wouldn't take the glasses off in the chair, and the barber punished him.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I don't mind it. That's the cat that'll pipe down Bill's girl, though. One of them cats. Yeah.
This the cat, though, that end up making a new Facebook. This the cat for all the college students. This the cat you want to get cool with. Everybody want to talk about his hair.
I disagree with that.
Or stay away from. That motherfucker might be on the grassy knoll with a
slope. You got to roll the dice. Slippery slope.
I was going to say.
Yeah, that motherfucker. Remy got a gun. Remy got a gun.
Yeah, he's on one extreme or the other. Either he's super academic or he's super party boy. Well, he's not anywhere in between.
That's life, though, Shaun. So you got to roll the dice.
Hey, Shaun, I got to ask right before we get to the next topic. I got to ask you, your Duke Blue Devils basically lost you money last night. They're done. They're cooked. Just go ahead and admit that. Go ahead and let us know they're done. Go ahead.
First of all, we don't tell no lies on here. This is the realest show on earth. That's what you call it, right?
What happened?
Yeah.
Did we lose?
Cooper Flex cooked. You're done.
No. I got hurt yesterday.
I know he sprained his ankle, but listen.
Yeah, you're done.
The kid just turned 18 in December. When you're young like that, you heal differently. All we need him to do is be ready next weekend. We don't need him for the rest of the ACC tournament. We really don't need him for our first round NCAA game. We just need him to be ready next weekend.
You guys are cooked.
We ain't cooked.
Is it high ankle, Shaun, or is it low ankle? Do you know?
Man, when you're 18, it don't matter, man. You bounce back from.
You got them high ankles though. They lean. It take 3 weeks for the high ankle to really get back.
Hey, I'm more worried about Malik Brown and his shoulder than I am Cooper Flag. Flag will be back.
He a bad white boy.
Cold. He cold. Period. No matter what color he was.
I know, but you gotta throw that in there. You know how we be in the hood. I'm just saying.
I don't see color, man.
Yeah, I know you don't see it. I do see it. Here's
why I push back.
I saw that he was white. I did see
but here's why I push back. You can't say white basketball player and then get mad when somebody says black quarterback.
I hear you.
Cooper Flag is a baller regardless of what color he is.
Don't clap, Jason. I know that's the politically correct.
Smitty always bring color in it. Smitty's Ryan Clark on the show. Smitty's Ryan Clark.
When we want to be PC on this show, that is the correct.
Smitty's the Ryan Clark on the show. We already know Smitty's the Ryan Clark.
Fucking barbershop, Jason. When we in the fucking, that's how we talk in the barbershop, home. That's a cold ass white boy. That's how we talk.
JB, do I need to text Marcellus to add Smitty to the cultural appropriation show?
Hey, me and Marcellus went at Ryan Clark last night on Twitter.
I didn't see none of them.
Hey man, y'all leave my frat brother alone, man.
Yeah, maybe you can get a bigger lapel. Maybe you get a bigger lapel right here. Maybe a bigger lapel. Like we don't know who the fuck he is. Maybe he needs a bigger lapel right here. Maybe a bigger RC fucking medallion or something.
Man, stop hating, man. Here's
what. Put an embroidery. Just embroider your shit, homie. Just embroider.
He gonna see you in Vegas. He gonna press you. I can't wait.
Who you talking about?
Not you, Shaun. Talking about JB.
Oh,
bet he don't. I've seen him in Vegas, homie. Bet he don't.
Hey, listen.
You didn't know you.
Hey, listen, JB ain't gonna press Ryan. Ryan not gonna impress JB. Listen, we gotta stop making it personal when we disagree with what somebody says. We can give an opinion and say that we disagree with what they say, but that don't have to turn into on site. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I wanted to.
With JB's opinion, when he don't like something, he don't just say I disagree with it. This is wrong. This is my reason. He say this bitch ass cat. Oh, I want a motherfucking race bait clown ass shit. Pussy ass motherfucker ain't never did nothing in his life. What the fuck they got? So when you bring that energy, now I have to respond. Now it's personal, Shaun. That's the issue.
Hey, talk about it, be about it. We'll see.
You ain't fought 30 years.
Hey man, listen, man. Once you get over 40,
thank you.
Your win ain't gonna hold up in no fight. I'm trying to tell you.
I don't think James can fight no more. Respectful.
That's why I got cast like I got cast on the rooftop like Trump. Let's dive into the next thing, man. Myles Garrett, they say he's lazy as fuck, Shaun. He got overpaid because he didn't show up for practice, facilities. He didn't show up to mandatory meetings. Fucking huge concern, minimal accountability, and they still paid him. Player empowerment is all this thing's about. And now we're about to fucking do the same thing with Micah Parsons.
First of all, all that's wrong. I don't believe in the storyline. I know guys who played with Myles Garrett in the locker room, in the position group, and I heard that this guy's fucking regimen when it comes to eating, he works out 2-3 times a day, literally Like he's somebody who takes shit very seriously. And if you see what he does on the field every single year during the games, whatever he's doing is working. Whatever the man's doing is working. When the opposing team is moving over to 2 tight ends and a wing and chasing Miles wherever he goes as he runs back and forth on the across the line, you know what type of impact this guy has. People are always going to try to put out some storylines to try to go at a player. If they don't, these media members, if they don't like you, they'll find something to just talk about just to go at you, man. This guy is the best defensive end in the league, as a player in the league. And I know people who played with him, and I don't know if that's true.
Smitty, 102 sacks in 8 years, has had double-digit sacks for the last 7 years. I don't give a damn if he don't come to NAM meeting, if this is true. What did Bill Parcells say when Lawrence Taylor was late? It don't matter. And whatever he's doing to his body, let him continue.
It's because he's black, homie. It's because he's black.
Everything ain't got to be race, Jason. We don't see color on this show. At the end of the day, it's
because he's black. It's a meritocracy. We're gonna find a way, homie. We're gonna find a way, homie.
It's a meritocracy. We're gonna figure a way out.
Hey,
Smitty. What have you done for me on the field?
Hey, Smitty.
Yes.
These are Myles Garrett's sack totals since 2018. 13 and a half, 10, 12, 16, 16, 14, 14.
Hey,
I take it.
Hey, Shaun. When Trey Henderson did it, he's white boy, he's slow, he don't lead the league in sacks. Myles Garrett missed that shit. He cool, he can miss, he miss. He worked out hard. He worked out hard. Smitty's excuse. He worked out like a motherfucker.
JB, you know it's an interesting conversation, but you know the difference between Hendrickson and Garrett? Cincinnati already has the face of their organization in Joe Burrow. This current regime in Cleveland could not afford to lose Myles Garrett no matter what they were getting back. Because he kind of is the face in Cleveland. If not Myles Garrett, then who? Who could they sell to their fan base to show up as supporters if they would have traded Myles Garrett?
Nobody.
Whereas Cincinnati got Burrow, Chase, Higgins. Like, they are building an offensive team, and they're just going to hope to outscore people.
Yeah. I get it. Hey, we got to dive into something, man, because my boy Alan's in the chat. JUCO Football Frenzy. Go follow him on Twitter and Instagram. The NCAA released guidance to schools Thursday, Shaun, around its JUCO waiver. I was one of the ones that brought this up a long time ago on Netflix as to, number one, let me give you the context. Number one, Shaun, I used to bitch and moan at the powers that be, including the NCAA, as to why my kid, especially my inner city black kid who has to come from a SAT, ACT test failure and then has to have a 2.5 GPA to leave my academic institution to go to yours, when little Johnny, who plays the fucking band, can get a 2.0 and go to the same institution or be in a general population of a regular student body member and be having a 2.0 and go to Alabama. But I got to sit back and wait another semester to get my GPA up. Because remember, for every C you get, football player, you got to get an A to combat it. They don't understand that, though, Shaun. The regular folks out here don't understand it. And I've been fighting this shit on Netflix. You hear me say it on Netflix. Why the fuck do my kids need to have a 2.5? Finally, some people came out and wrote letters and says, why do my kids in the JUCO level got to have a 2.5? So if that's the context for all you audio listeners, Shaun, what do you think about this?
If you like it, I love it. I don't know shit about JUCO academics except that they bogus. So whatever y'all need to get, if they lowered it, cool.
I agree.
And for Smitty, to be honest, for every kid that we hear about, Tank Dell, Jermaine Johnson's, and you hear all these great success stories, Aaron Rodgers, Cam Newton, Chad Johnson, Steve Smith, all these fucking success stories, you don't hear about the fucking thousands that had a 2.3 that never got out because they had to stay an extra semester and then get an extra year of financial fucking aid and then take another goddamn student loan. And then guess what? Got buried on top of buried for extra money and income that they couldn't fucking get or afford. And then guess what? every semester you attend full time goes against your clock at the next level. And then the D1 coach says, you know what, dog? Your clock's expired as far as full-time semesters. I can only get you for a year. That's what happened to Chad Johnson and your guy, TJ Hushamanzada. Go ask them. Because they expired their 10-semester rule 5 years, and they had to stay to get academically eligible. And that was when it was a 2.0, Smitty. The 2.5's only been around 10 years, and it's crippled kids. And I'm just saying, dog, it's fucking.
Can I be double advocate a little bit here? And this is me being completely ignorant because I didn't. To Shaun King's point, I don't know really anything about JUCO. I didn't play JUCO, so I get all my education through you. But a 2.5, I don't think a 2.5 is it that hard to get. I've never. I'm not better than nobody, so I'm not trying to be funny, but I never struggled academically. So for me, I just don't like. Is a 2.5 that hard to get?
Not everybody got the great, like, especially my kids that show up with one fucking a bag and an EBT card. Hell yeah, it is. And I'm not even gonna, me, I don't condone weak-minded motherfuckers. Get it done. I don't give a fuck what struggle you come from. I'm from the same struggle, but I got it done. So I didn't allow it, and I never fucking showed it to the kids, but to the actual powers that be. Yeah. Why isn't it the same across the board? That's the fucking only question I have. Why the fuck is the band member getting in? Like, you don't think it's harder, Smitty, now to go through all the stuff we're going through and get out with a 2.5 than it used to be? We only had to have a 2.0, Smitty. 2.0, dog. You better get a 2.0. 2.5, though, at a JUCO level? Remind you, here's why it is different. Here's why it's harder. High school kids, to both of you, going to your first year in college, regardless if it's 4-year or 2-year, you're taking college courses that you've never seen before, especially math and English. When a lot of these cats that I have read at the 3rd and 4th grade level, and you're expecting them to pass 3 maths and 2 Englishes that are transferable with a 2.5 for the very first time in your life, fuck yeah, it's hard.
Well, let me say this. Coming from a state in Florida that does not have JUCO football, this is almost a completely foreign topic to me. Even though I recruited JUCO for a year, I had nothing to do with the academic side. Right. But look, based on the chat, man, I guess the West Coast, especially California, because JUCO football is so prominent, a lot of people in the chat are engaged. So shout out to anybody who had to go through that struggle. If this amendment helps and makes it fairer for kids that go to JUCO to get to a 4-year university, I'm all for it. As I said, JB, if you like it, I love it. Yeah. I don't know nothing about JUCO.
Show it again, Bailey, for me, because I made my screen big so I could actually read this particular topic. There's 2 things going on, Shaun. So if Bailey could show it again, I can read it. I can actually read it because I blew it up now. There's 2 things going on, Shaun. There's one with the 2.5 thing that the letters have been written. The letters have been written by a lot of 4-year institutions, right? Especially guys like Coach Kelly at LSU is one of them. Yeah. And other things. Bailey, show that letter again for me. I can't see it.
Yeah, here we go right here.
And there's 2 things going on. D1 coaches are writing letters for the JUCO 2.5 eligibility rule to be changed. And then we have, of course, what you and I know well, this Pavia situation with the Vanderbilt quarterback who is a JUCO kid who has basically opened up Pandora's box with making JUCO players clock not begin until they get to the 4-year school. Basically are saying that the guidelines specify which athletes are going to be eligible going forward. And this Pavia case is the one that opened it up. So basically, right before the turn of the year, on the 23rd of December, the NCAA Division I Board of Directors approved a waiver to permit student athletes who attend or competed at a non-NCAA school, which is a NJCAA or California JUCO, for 1 or more years to remain eligible to compete next year as well. So that's what was passed, right? And apparently the waiver allows D1 student athletes who enrolled full-time and triggered the use of at least 1 season at a non-NCAA institution, NAIA, JUCO, etc., to be eligible going forward. And now they're asking, they're basically completing and telling you why this waiver who this waiver will apply to and who it won't apply to. That is what this board of directors waiver guidance for the 25-26 letter implies. So basically, there is no relief to a specific student athlete who used at least one season of competition at a non-NCAA institution, and it is not available to student athletes who use 4 seasons of competition at NCAA institutions, regardless of division. So apparently, in summarization then of this whole thing, if a student athlete has time remaining in their specific sport or period of eligibility to use during this season, 25 and 26 academic year, based on relief provided due to impacts of COVID, they can still also continue to play. So I don't know, Smitty, this is a long, drawn-out rule. And to me, this is why word salads get tossed around in this thing. Pause. Because we're just throwing shit at the wall, Smitty. We're throwing shit at the wall to make these kids have extra years. And I just don't understand it, Shaun. You played JUCO. Or not you, Shaun, but I played JUCO. When my 2 years are up, my 2 years are up. Like, why are we extending all this shit? And I just think it's gonna ruin the sport moving forward more than it already has been. That's just my gut feeling.
Hey, here's where it's gonna really start getting tricky. In these states where you can't have legal consensual sex between 23, 24-year-olds and 18-year-olds, this is where it's going to start getting tricky. Having all these old mofos in college, and you got these incoming freshmen.
Yeah, especially Utah.
We talked about that, JB. Remember that kicker? Remember that punter? It was like
San Diego State.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, and we had his backup came on and talked about it for a minute. Yeah. So
he got proven innocent.
Yeah.
Well, no, not him. I'm sorry, Shaun.
Oh.
Who was the guy?
You're talking about the kid from Gulf Coast. I mean,
can you remember his backup or the guy who was starting who got benched because of him came in and talked about it and broke it down? Yeah. Anyway,
the old guy, the 30-year-old.
30-year-old. Yeah. But to that point, it's like I agree with you, Shaun. It's gonna get definitely tricky and weird. Got these 26-year-olds on fucking campus with the true freshmen, 17, 18, and dorms going to parties. That's gonna be it's gonna be crazy. So, but move on to another topic. Huh?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Smitty.
You good? Yeah. Move on to another topic here, real quick, man.
I got questions for Bobby too.
WNBA star Angel Reese. Well, you can't stay on here with Bobby, so you save questions for next time you talk to him. WNBA star Angel Reese starts to sit out of WNBA games if she doesn't start getting paid more. Show this video.
Did it? Yeah, the CBA is coming up. I can't wait. Girl, y'all benefited from everything. Y'all youngins benefited from NIL.
What does that mean? We deserve more.
Of course.
Everybody.
I agree.
Everybody.
I agree with that.
But we got to get paid for consequences. Damn, we got to get it up.
Y'all got to do something. Y'all got to do something.
But the women coming in, not this year, but next year. Because the ones coming in this year will still be on the rookie contract again. Mm-hmm. The ones the year after, they going to get more. They probably going to be making more than us.
No, they are.
I'm hurt.
They are. I've been in the meetings. They are.
I need to get in the. I need to get in the field.
You need to come to the
meetings.
meetings.
I gotta get in the meetings because I'm hearing they don't give us. If y'all don't give us what we want, we sitting out.
That's a possibility for real.
Yeah.
So it's for clarity. So I'm glad I watched the video. And a lot of times what I do is I read the tagline that our producers in the background put together and trust that that's what that's connected. What she really said at the end is she's not in the meetings with the CBA. So she's saying what I'm hearing is that if they don't come to an agreement, that the league, as women, they're all going to be sitting out, which is happening in the NBA when the CBA didn't come to an agreement. When they that's happened in multiple leagues. When they don't come to an agreement with the union or whatever the case may be, sometimes they sit out. So it's not just to make it clear, it's not like Angel Reese herself is leading the way or she's about to sit out herself. This is something that, as a league, as a WNBA, they're talking about doing, just for clarity. So, but anyway, reaction. Let's start with Jason first. I'm sure he's gonna have a very strong take on this.
I don't have nothing to say. It's a joke. I have no interest. It's absolutely laughable to hear him talk. Laughable. It's a joke. She can't even make a
So
layup.
I got an opinion.
She got it.
I got one. Cool.
Here would be my advice to Angel Reese. Learn of what the collective bargaining agreement is between the Players Union and the WNBA, and become a player rep, because you are a prominent women's basketball player. But she's in a position where she's had everything given to her. Like, she has an agent. They call her agent. Hey, we want her to do this makeup company. Hey, we want her to do this clothing line. She's never had to go and bargain an agreement that says, okay, if y'all want more salaries, then we're going to get less of this. If y'all want full health care, then we're going to get less. Like, she's never been in there. And obviously, based on her response, she's not privy to the discussions that are going on in those meetings.
Right.
So that's where, and I was the player rep. So I've been in those meetings. That's where you see the numbers. Okay, this is what we're generating from TV. This is what we're generating from merchandising. Okay, this is what health insurance costs. You know what I'm saying? So that's where you kind of get the breakdown on the financial side of how that pie is divided. So my advice to Angel Reese would be become the rep.
Get in the room.
Sit in the meetings and understand, first of all, before you ask for more compensation, understand where the league is financially as it currently sits. Because maybe your energy needs to be to all of these groups that seem to want to get people canceled that supposedly support women rights and stuff. Where the hell are they on game day?
Nowhere. That's the thing. That's why it's a joke.
My thing is, if people are so concerned, like, this is a world where I see people all the time get together and come out in numbers to support causes. Like, so many people in this world are pro women's rights and women's empowerment. What the hell are y'all at the WNBA games? That's the start.
To that point, I will say last season, across the 2024 season, they had
Caitlin Clark single-handedly uplifted and increased attendance.
170% versus 2023.
Yeah.
They averaged 1.2 million viewers, so they're on the rise right now. Is what I'm saying. They are on the rise.
But can they sustain it in year 2 of Caitlin Clark? There is not a polarizing player in this year's draft. Paige Buchers is very well known, but she's been injured. JuJu, I don't think, can go to the WNBA
one more year before she goes.
Right. So they don't have a.
But Caitlin ain't going nowhere. Caitlin is still popping. Caitlin, and every time Caitlin, and again, I got to give Angel some respect too, not because she's the same level of player as Caitlin, but you needed the villain. Is all I'm trying to say. The reason why this whole storyline became big, you had Caitlin versus Angel Reese, the talking back and forth, the way. So it was the whole Caitlin being a superstar, number one. But number two, it was the whole energy surrounded behind that rivalry in college that led and pushed straight into the WNBA season that led to all of this. So to Shaun King's point, yes, can they sustain it? I believe they will, because I think people still love Caitlin Clark as a superstar.
But the energy isn't the same as it was last year. Now Indiana's got a better team.
Way better.
But my thing is, hey, this is a shout out to everybody out there talking about they should be paid more. Go to the damn games.
I'm gonna be there.
Lies.
I'm gonna be there. Sparks got some hoopers.
You wasting your whole night.
It's actually fun.
Whatever game you go to.
Been there before. I'm gonna take you, JB, one game. I'll pay for it.
I would never go. You can pay for it.
So Matt Barnes apparently, allegedly, agrees with Coach JB about JuJu Watkins. So we're just speaking about WNBA. Let's check this out.
Out there right now, people may get mad. I think if she continues on this trajectory, she has a chance to be the greatest women's player ever, and that's saying a lot because a lot of great women have come before her, particularly Cheryl Miller, who drops this Thursday on All the Smoke. Make sure you check
Can't
that out.
wait to see it.
But there's been a lot of amazing women. Obviously, Caitlin Clark has taken the world by storm, but JuJu is different. I've seen her in person. Big, solid frame, and she's still 19. Like, she's not one of these double holdbacks, red shirt. Like, she's the real age.
Okay, I agree with that too. She has the opportunity, the chance. You see the key words that matters: opportunity, chance, trajectory. That's what I'm saying. All that. The problem with you, JB, you make these big statements and say she's the best player right now. She's better than Caitlin Clark right now. She had a greater college career than Caitlin Clark right now. These are the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen. This is the worst draft I've ever seen. You make these just grand statements of ever and always and never, and it's like, take a step back. Like, these are real bold statements.
And then I can flip the coin. Let me flip the coin.
Yep.
Smitty says, he's the best already. He's the greatest right now. That's the other thing you do. You anoint them in their first year. But when I say it, it's blasphemous. Here's the thing, Shaun. You know what I didn't hear? That Matt Barnes is racist and JB's racist. And it's because of their skin tone is why we think they're the best. So I think the sister's the best. He thinks that the sister's the best. I haven't heard the race baiting part of this. That's what's fucking funny about it all. Because, see, I say that a sister's better than the white girl, and it's okay. It's cool. But when Ryan Clark continues to do it and other guys do it, and then when I talk black quarterbacks, like Shaun said earlier, then it becomes a racial thing. No, it doesn't, homie. It's the best player. I don't give a fuck what color you are. I don't understand why this is such a big deal. Matt sees through the same eye as I see when it comes to this, and I think she's already surpassed, and maybe Shaun disagrees, but I would argue right now already as a sophomore, she's more skilled than Caitlin Clark. Yeah, Caitlin Clark's a better outside shooter. Okay, she's older. She's been around. She's a great shooter, maybe the best ever women's team. Skill set, overall, JuJu's better already.
You got a bigger bag.
So,
I said that.
I didn't grow up around JuJu's illustrious high school career. So I think where you have to take context when people talk about her, people from California have known about JuJu since she was probably in middle school.
I've known her whole family. Since they were young.
So when Matt Barnes and JB are talking about her, they're including like how long she's been that great. If you just go by her 2 years at Southern Cal, she's extremely talented. She's extremely skilled. She still has to get better at her outside shooting. And I don't think she has the necessary killer instinct at this point that Caitlin had demonstrated as a sophomore. If you look at the game, look at the last quarter of the game against UCLA. Turned the ball over a little bit, missed a bunch of shots, kind of got frustrated, and some of it's just youth. Maybe she's not playing with as good of a cohesive unit as Caitlin had at Iowa. But
USC gonna get better with Tucson, Iowa, though. Let's be real.
I'm just saying, like I'm just looking at. I'm being honest from an outside looking in. She's going to be really good if the trajectory continues, but she's still got room for growth.
Yeah, I get it.
That's my point. He's saying.
Yeah,
JB keeps trying to say
she's doing like 30% on the year, something crazy.
JB keeps saying I'm not a JuJu, like he being funny, but like the chat taking it seriously. I'm a huge JuJu fan. Like, let's make that all the way clear. I'm just saying we gotta slow down before we want to already like trump the greats. It's almost like, you know, in the NFL it's different, but like stay with me. People want to already put Mahomes above Brady. It's like, all right, come on now. Like, let's just slow down. You got more work to be done. Caitlin Clark been in the WNBA for 1 year, and last year we were saying that we were talking about her to being the greatest college player of all time. She's in that conversation because of what she did. So we can't go from there. 1 year later, we saying JuJu's better.
And I think we're gonna find out, but
yeah,
JuJu got to get that team at least to the Final Four before we start mentioning her in the same breath as some of these other ladies that we're talking about.
Hey, the UCLA was 1 for 15 weeks straight this year. Beat South Carolina, beat all these teams, and they beat them twice.
Beat them twice, and then lost to them in the tournament.
Yeah. So we'll see. It's gonna be
hey, by the way, as much as I probably don't watch the WNBA, by the way, shout out to the host of that show, Angel Reese. Girl looking, ooh.
No, Angel Reese is the host. That was the guest.
Oh, okay, with a guest. Okay,
Carrington, Dejanay Carrington.
Yeah, okay. Shout out to that weave. It was looking real good.
That's how she dressed though on the court. She be having the nails on out, but she a dog too. One of the best defenders in the league. Remember, Caitlin Clark when her first game, she was the one assigned to guard Caitlin Clark, and she was kind of locking her up, like welcome to the league. So
here's my point: the women's March Madness, for the first time in a long time. I know 2 years ago, I think LSU, Iowa, and South Carolina were really good. But this is the first time in a long time there's not like a true big dog. Like it's UConn, UCLA, USC,
Notre Dame,
South Carolina, Notre Dame. Like they've all been really good all year. So this is the first time like
It's gonna be a great tournament.
One like real big dog that you got to knock off. So I'm excited to see the women's tournament.
Me too.
But you know the issue is what you just said about old girl on the stage is all that we care about when it comes to WNBA. How good do they look? And you know what's unfortunate? That's all they care about, homie. Don't sexualize me. Don't sexualize me. Half naked. Don't sexualize me. That's all they care about. I mean,
how are y'all gonna use that one line that one player
they got it. They need that though. They need that to be relevant. Let's just keep it real. They need that to be relevant in a sport that there ain't no dunking in. There ain't no fucking lobs in. There ain't no fast break. Just there ain't none of that.
Everything you said was all the same thing. He said, ain't no dunking, ain't no lob, ain't no That's all dunking. So you said, so outside of dunking, what is there not? Come on, homie. You don't even watch the game.
Slow. It's horrible. Come on, man.
It's WNBA. If you don't watch it, it's like I can't argue.
That's the point, Smitty. I can't watch it.
How do you debate somebody? That's like you debating with somebody who ain't never played or saw football. But they go in here and they want to argue with you about it. It's ignorant to do that. It makes no sense.
It's like you when you say that you only go watch YouTube videos of fucking Jack Nicklaus, right? That's not ignorant, though.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But that's not ignorant. You've seen that.
You call me out on it, so be consistent on me.
Hey, Shaun, we're waiting on Bobby Cremins. He's figuring out this technology, as a lot of people have to deal with when we're coming on new shows. So he's in the backstage here trying to get right. Bailey's working his ass off trying to get him in here. So as we wait on Bobby, legendary. Hey, Shaun, Shaun, real quick. Speaking of Bobby Cremins, I used to come home, man, like 8th grade, 9th grade year. And I was like, man, I got to get home and watch this lefty play. I'm like, who's the lefty? I'm like, Kenny Anderson. They had a guy named Malcolm Mackey. And they had some legends, man. Then he coached, Matt Geiger. And they had a shot at beating that UNLV team in the Final Four. Dennis Scott was, I think Smitty said he was averaging like 27 a game in college. That team was unbelievable, man. Okay.
I mean, they had a run there. They went like Kenny Anderson, Stephon Marbury, then they went Travis Best. Like they had a run where they had like some elite. My guy Joe Hamilton. That's what I wanted to ask Bobby about. How hard was it to get any traction on campus with Joe Hamilton leading the football team? It's my little dude.
Yeah, that's dope, man. As soon as we get them on here, we definitely have you ask that. I do got one more topic though, but before we get to that point though, it's still in the basketball world. I don't know if you guys saw it. Dwight Howard said that the reason he was kicked off the Lakers is because he told LeBron to get back on defense and quote, stop acting like a bitch. There's a video here. Let's check that out real quick.
I never heard of this story though.
What did he say? What did you say?
Stop acting like a bitch. That's it.
All right.
I said that, man, and I got kicked off the Lakers, so I know how you feel, nigga.
I got bitched for the whole game, bro. It's just like certain things you can't say.
You can't say that. I said that one time, and I was off the team.
Yeah, let GM get him out of.
Damn, bro. That's the year after we won the championship, man.
That's what happened?
But it was not. For real, that's what happened.
It happened on defense, huh?
It happened on defense. And I was like, yo, you got to get back. And he got mad because I said something. And I was like, yo, stop acting like a bitch, man.
All right, take this off. I know we got to move a little fast here. Just like, JB, I can't hear you. JB, you're on mute. We can't hear you, JB.
What?
There you go. You're on mute. We couldn't hear nothing you said.
Coach Cremins is having some technical issues with the camera, but he does have voice, so we're going to bring him in. Shaun, we'll introduce him. Our main man, Coach Cremins, man, legendary guy. I grew up watching, man, as a coach myself, even though it's a different sport. Coach, I don't know if you can hear me. It's an honor to have you on. I appreciate you joining us for a few minutes.
Yeah, my pleasure. I'm sorry you guys can't see my ugly face. But
oh, man. Hey, Coach, I missed that face on the sideline. Let me tell you, I missed the old school heads, man, that used to coach the right way, man. I just used to come home I was telling my co-host here, I used to come home and couldn't wait to see you coach that left-handed shooter. named Kenny Anderson, man. And I grew up watching that team with Malcolm Mackey and all the greats you had, Dennis Scott, of course. But Shaun King, former NFL quarterback, is here, and he wanted to ask you a question before he leaves, and we continue. So I just wanted Shaun to ask you a question. Shaun, go ahead.
Hey, congrats on all your success. It's an honor to be on stage with you. I played with Joe Hamilton in Tampa. How was it being on campus with Joe Hamilton quarterbacking the football team? I know you had basketball and y'all were a big deal, but Joe has always said Georgia Tech is a football school. You agree with that?
Well, yeah, it was. It was because of the legendary Bobby Dodd. But Joe can play basketball. Joe wanted to play on the team, but Coach O'Leary, he didn't want anything happening to his quarterback. But my players used to play with Joe in the rec center, and they all told me, they said, Coach, Joe Hamilton can play for us. So I talked to him once, but I knew Coach O'Leary. He didn't, he wanted to make sure that, Joe wouldn't get injured or anything like that. And plus, he had to keep up with his academics. But what a great kid Joe Hamilton is, and what a great football player.
No doubt. Shaun, you can stay on if you want, Shaun. Hey, Coach, it's a pleasure, man. Like I said, I appreciate you joining us for a few minutes. Let me ask you something. What do you think the difference is just by outside looking in, watching this now? I'm good friends with Frank Martin, who's at UMass right now. I'm sure you know well, and he speaks highly of you. We talk all the time. And just in ideologies and stuff like that. What's the difference right now, other than the NIL money and the transfer portal stuff? Is it just the kid in general? Back in the day, like I was telling my co-host who's a little younger, I'm like, Smitty, I knew every roster on every team. Yeah. I knew when Randolph Childress, and I knew the Chris Corcianis and all these guys in the ACC and the Big East. That was now the SEC. It was great basketball. The rosters were staying intact, and the coach stayed intact. Is it just too much movement now?
Oh, absolutely. The whole thing is that the coaches call it the Wild West. They got to be careful because of recruiting. It's great for the players going on right now, but getting back to Coach Frank Martin, he took my alma mater to the Final Four, and unfortunately, Massachusetts. Because of football, they left the league, and now they're entering a new league. But Coach Martin can really coach. That was some year he had in South Carolina. I'll always remember that.
No doubt.
Love that, man. And this is Smitty here, Darnell Smith. Pleasure and honor to be on here with you here as well, Coach. Kind of staying on the topic as far as just the new age and this new era of NIL and just the transfer portal and things like that. If you were in position to, I guess, make some changes to the system today, what's like the one biggest thing that you think needs to shift and needs to change with today's game, just the setup of the current system?
Yeah, well, it's a great question, and it's also a tough question. and president of the NCAA, Charlie Baker, that's exactly what his job is to do, is to answer your question. I think maybe the transfer portal, maybe, not allow kids to just transfer and be eligible right away. Maybe that would change a lot of things. But your question right now, nobody can answer because it's too tough. But it has to be answered here in the near future, so we could somehow get some rules, regulations, get some transparency, try and figure out something, how we could, make this come somewhat more equal. It's still a great game. I love the games. The games are fantastic. We just got to straighten out this off the court stuff. That has really, really become a serious problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Hey, Coach, I was talking to a buddy of mine who was a huge fan. He's my age, and we were only 49, but we used to watch that era, of course, when you were on the sidelines. And I remember you'd always be kind of crouched down, man, coaching them hard. How good were those teams from your Geiger teams to your Malcolm Mackey led teams with obviously Kenny and Dennis? The talent now, could those guys right there play right now?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I had some great players. We went to the Final Four in '90, And I thought we had one senior, Brian Oliver, and starting 5. And I thought, well, actually, we had 2, Johnny McNeil. But I thought, Dennis Scott was coming back with Kenny Anderson. I thought maybe we'd be right back. And then Dennis Scott turned pro. And then the next year, Kenny Anderson turned pro. So that caught up with me a little bit. I lacked some foresight to replace those guys because, leaving early wasn't in the trend right as it, of course, it is today. So I had some great players. I look at my career as I could have done more, but I know I could have done less. And considering the life I have today, I'm very grateful of the career that I had in the game of basketball as a player and as a coach.
Can we talk about your historic, I think it was the 1990 season when you led the team to the Final Four. Just kind of, I guess, talk about just how special that team and that season was, and just kind of give some insight just from your perspective on what it was like during that entire NCAA tournament, making that run.
Yeah, well, first let me say this. 85, I had Mark Price and John Sally. And we got upset by LSU because we thought we had a Final 14 that year. But answering your question, what was great about it was the run-up to the Final Four. We had to beat Shaquille O'Neal and Stanley Roberts. Then we had to beat Michigan State with Steve Smith on a Kenny Anderson last-second shot that we thought won the game, but they called it a 2 instead of a 3, but we won in overtime. And then the Minnesota game came down to a last shot, and we deflected their game-winning shot. So those games leading to Denver were really something. And what happened in Denver, we were up 7 at halftime against Vegas, and Kenny Anderson got in foul trouble for the first time all year, and that changed the dynamics of our team very much.
Now, I remember watching that game, man. I was like, man, you guys were in the game. You had I was like, momentum was definitely shifted. Let me ask you something. If you had to compare, I know they're 2 different type of styles, but I'm not going to ask you who you enjoyed, obviously, more, but like just flat out skill set. Could Kenny Anderson compare to Stephon Marbury when you had those 2?
Yeah, they were different type players. Kenny, of course, was a better passer. Stephon was a better outside shooter, scorer. He was stronger than Kenny. Kenny was a little skinny kid. But they were 2 superstars, and they were something to watch at times. And go ahead.
How underrated would you say? Because I'm going to pat yourself on the back if you don't, because I know you're a humble dude, Coach. I think recruiting goes so undervalued. Where do you compare yourself? I think you were the best in the business at the time. Of course, Tarkanian got the big guys, and everyone thought they were doing all this stuff, and we all know. And then Boeheim, obviously, you were competing with out there, and there's so many. Of course, Duke, North Carolina. How you got Marbury, and you got Kenny, and you had some guys that a lot of guys were trying to get at that time, and to go to, no offense to a Georgia Tech, but Georgia Tech wasn't necessarily the North Carolina Dukes of the world. You got guys that a lot of guys normally wouldn't get there. What do you assess that to?
I attest it to Mark Price, John Sally, Bruce Darrenpool putting us on the map, and they made us a point guard university. And then the other reason was the New York contacts. Being a Bronx kid and growing up in New York and playing in the Catholic school leagues really, really helped me with all the coaches in New York, and especially with Kenny Anderson, with Jack Curran. His coach and I both went to the same high school. Stephon Marbury's coach was same way. They were just great to me. And being a New York kid and having coached Mark Price and those guys, we sort of became point guard university.
No doubt. That's like the running back USC and football, and everyone has their own niche. And you guys definitely were point guard. I got to hang out with Kenny Anderson, man. It's funny because one of my best friends growing up, I played basketball in high school with Ed O'Bannon, of course, who was a lottery pick that year. And you know, Ed and Kenny played in New Jersey with the Nets that together. And so I got to see him a couple times out here on the West Coast, hanging out with Ed and Charles O'Bannon at certain little events. So it was a good dude, man, from what I grasped. So it was fun.
Yeah, Kenny. I coached Kenny for 2 years, and he did well in the NBA. He was actually coaching, and he just he had a stroke a couple of years ago, but he's doing much better. But he's not coaching anymore.
Now, forgive me if I don't know this, but did you also recruit Travis Best?
Oh yeah, oh yes. Travis Best basically came because of Kenny Anderson and Mark Price. You know, Travis was the great left-handed player out of Springfield, and Springfield, Massachusetts, and just a great kid, great shooter, great driver of the ball. He was a heck of an all-around player.
Man, you had some dudes.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. To that point, you coach so many like legends and guys who had not only great college careers but went on to have really good NBA careers. I know this is tough for you as a coach, but if you had to pick one, who would you say is was the greatest player you ever coached?
Well, you know, over a 4-year period, of course, Mark Price. Mark Price played for 4 years. 1 year, the year Kenny Anderson had as a freshman was something else. And then with Travis Best, I think we went. You know, we got to the Sweet 16 1 year. He had a fantastic year. So all three of them were successful in the NCAA, but Kenny's the one that got us to the Final Four.
Did you have the Barry kid too?
Yeah, Drew Barry, John Barry, coached those guys too, and they were excellent. They were excellent players, excellent.
No doubt, man. That's some of the best point guards ever. It's crazy how it was like. I'm just remembering all the guys you had, and I was like, "Gosh, dang!" I just keep going.
Man, it's crazy.
The list keeps. Hey, how underrated was Malcolm Mackey? He was my favorite player as I was a young kid watching him play because I thought I know his stats aren't coming off the board as unbelievable. He wasn't a 2010 guy, but you know what? He was a scrappy dude. I just remember watching him down low and doing the things. How was he an enjoyable guy to have at that time?
Oh yeah, his probably his best year was his freshman year. He just loved playing with Kenny Anderson, Brian Oliver, and Dennis Scott, and he was unbelievable. His attitude, he was so excited about playing with those guys, and he knew, you know, for us to go where we went, we had to have some inside presence, and he provided that inside presence for us.
No doubt, no doubt.
That's beautiful. That's the thing. I love that so much. It's funny we're talking about just how good of a recruiter you were during your time, and I know we kind of been going back and forth talking about today's era and the era of old, but I think you would, if you coach today, I actually think you would crush recruiting today with the transfer portal. I know we talked about how we're not the biggest fans of it and guys being able to transfer and just play immediately, but just seeing how great of a recruiter you were in that era, when I think it was probably tougher to really get the guys to come there. And today's era, coach, I think this might be even easier for you if you coach today, no?
Well, the school would have to provide me with some very good NIL money. The first thing I would do, like if I was back in the ACC, I would see what all the other schools are doing. And that's hard to do because, as I told you, it's not transparent. But I would see what the other schools were trying to, what they were doing, and I would come up with a figure, maybe $5 million, $10 million, and I would have to have that in my budget for NIL money.
No doubt, no doubt. Coach, I got a couple questions before you get out of here. I appreciate you taking the time. Just 2 more minutes. Let me ask you something. The UNLV team goes down in historic lore up there with all the UCLAs and all these other teams that we've seen, these legendary schools. And to your point, you were up 7. You were in the game until momentum shifted. Talent-wise, do you look back and say, man, that we were just as talented, right there with them, if not? and that game could have went any way. Do you look at it that way, or do you say that UNLV team was so loaded that it is what it is? You there, Coach?
Coach, you got us? He maybe have some technical difficulties.
Yeah, I see him in there. Man.
He probably got a phone call or something, probably.
Yeah. If Bailey gets him, just answer that last question if he can. If not, man, pleasure to get him on here. Let's see.
Coach, you there?
Must not. Hey, man, listen.
That's a legend right there, though, man. I'm getting chills to listen to his stories, you know what I'm saying? And just hearing, I didn't realize, JB, that he coached some guys, like some dogs.
Hey, my boys are listening to the show right now and texting me like, Smitty don't have a clue how legendary Bobby Cremins is.
No, I don't, though. You know, I
know.
Research, but obviously that's before my time. So just hearing all the guys that he coached.
Hey, I forgot about Mark Price. Even my boy that's a hooper forgot Mark Price was there. Fucking the Berry brothers. I forgot, man. Like Marbury, of course. But
both Berries.
Both. But then Marbury and Best, and I mean, he had some dudes, man. Obviously, he had some dudes. So, great show, man. I have to call Coach and thank him. But I would love to know what he thought, because that team was loaded, and I would love to know what he thought. I think he thinks too. And when you're a coach, though, you got to think we could beat anybody. But they literally had a fucking legitimate roster. Like that team was really set to beat UNLV if anyone was. That roster was good, and like he said, they were up 7 before foul trouble, and the whole momentum shifted. And you give that UNLV team at that time the fucking momentum, and they went on a run.
That team had Larry Johnson, Stacey Augman, Greg Anthony, Everett Gray, he played NBA, Elmore Spencer played NBA.
Moses Scurry, yeah.
Anderson
Hunt. Yeah, they had some dudes.
That team went 34-1 that year. So it just I mean, that's tough. That's tough to beat. But shout out to them. That's huge. That's legendary. And man. Another amazing show, Jason.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Oh, Coach, we got you on it. We got you now. What's going on with this?
All right, now you got me. I was chilling out.
Hey, Coach. Man, thank you. Hey, man, I love the backdrop. Hey, let me ask you. My question was at the end there. That UNLV team goes down in lore as one of the greatest ever and all this stuff. But like you said, you're in the game up 7. And I know as coaches, we got the competitive fire. Did you ever think, hey, man, this team's just unbeatable? Or did you say, we got the same amount of talent, we could beat their ass?
Oh, no. When we were up 7 against UNLV, I thought we could win. But Jerry Tarkanian played zone the first half, and I knew they were going to, play full court, really get in our face the second half. Stacey Augman did a great job on Dennis Scott. But the key to the game was they pressured Kenny into making a couple of offensive fouls. And once he got in foul trouble, it changed the complexion of the game.
Damn. Where do you rank that UNLV team in 90 as far as this, loaded roster-wise? You think they were still one of the top loaded rosters ever?
Oh, yeah, no question about it. They did not go back-to-back. They had a great chance to go back-to-back. But after they demolished Duke the first time, Duke got revenge.
Nah, no doubt. I remember it. No question about it. I had another question. Go ahead, Smitty.
Yeah, let me ask you this real quick. Do you miss it? Do you ever have moments where, obviously you've been retired for a while and, I know the game has changed, but do you have those moments when you're just watching the games today where you're like, man, I miss those moments?
Not really. I'm 77, and my last job was at College of Charleston, and I had some health issues, and I knew it was time to give it up. I knew it was time to move on and let one of my assistants there, Mark Byington, is the head coach of Vanderbilt, had a great year. My nephew is assistant at Vanderbilt. So I'm very happy with everything, and I really enjoy watching the games.
No doubt, no doubt. What do you right now? You still watch it closely?
Oh yes, oh yeah.
It's in your blood. I know it's in your DNA. Right now,
yeah.
who you got?
Well,
who you got winning it this year?
Well, I was really impressed yesterday with Duke playing my old school Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech had them on the ropes, down 14 early, and then of course Flagg getting injured. I thought Tech was going to win. And Duke showed me a lot of things. They have a lot of character. But the one thing that Duke showed me was they have depth. Mm-hmm. Now, that was one thing I never had. I never had a lot of depth. I only played 5 or 6 players. But yesterday, Duke, they really responded with Flagg out of the game. And I was really impressed at the Knipple, of course, the big guy. And they showed me that, either Proctor or James, the transfer from Tulane, could play the point guard position.
Oh, we lost his voice.
Coach, we can't.
Coach, we got to hear you. I think we lost your voice.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you, Coach.
Coach, you hear me?
We can't hear you, Coach. Is he on mute on accident?
Bring him back.
Oh, he's still going.
He's muted. Tell him to hit mute. Damn. Coach, hit mute.
We can't hear you, Coach. We can't hear you.
Coach, you're muted.
Coach, you're muted. We can't hear you. Oh, he's still going. That's a great story, too.
Yeah, fuck.
That's a great story. We can't hear you. Oh, I don't. He like
Damn
going in, though. Like, that's a good.
I know.
That was the best story of the whole.
Tell him to go back. Can he hear us? Go back. Hey, bring him back. I know. Coach, you hear us?
He's muted. You're muted.
You're muted though. We didn't hear you at the end there. I think your phone's muted. Hit the volume button maybe and turn it up or something. We can't hear you. You had a great story, but we lost you on the voice side. Damn it.
That's gonna be a clip too.
Coach, this technology is not for us, man. I hate it too. I don't know. We can't hear you. I don't know what happened. I can't. And the only thing I want to ask you.
There should be a microphone, like.
Yeah, you see a little microphone on your phone? It might be clicked because it's muted right now.
Yeah, if you touch it, it'll come up. It'll unmute.
You might be able to touch your phone and it might unmute because right now it's muted. It's showing us that it's muted over here.
It's muted.
If not, Coach, hey, we've taken your time. No problem, man. I appreciate you jumping on here. Yeah, it's muted for some reason.
You don't know why it's muted. He was going in, too.
Because it says unmute on my end, but he's muted.
But we can't. Yeah, we can't unmute it.
Yeah, it's got to be on his phone. Dang it. Hey, Coach, we love it. Bring him on back.
Cut it anyway and just read his lips. So we're just like, well, audio.
Coach, we appreciate you, brother. I know we lost you on the mic. I appreciate you greatly, man. Good luck to you, man. I appreciate everything.
Thank you so much. Enjoy that good weather. Coach
man,
Cremins, that's a good name too. Cremins.
Enjoy life. Hey, I was going to ask him. The only thing I had to ask him last was he played in that ACC Big East at the time where we're so loaded: Georgetown, Syracuse, NC State, North Carolina, Duke, Georgia Tech, Syracuse. All these teams are so loaded. Now the SEC seems to be the most loaded, and they're kind of their own thing. The rest of the country, even Gonzaga and UConn and all these other teams have kind of faltered overnight, and it's because of the portal. And I was going to ask him, does he think it's watered down? You know me. Yeah, and but I have to get him on again, man. Great dude, man, right there. Great dude. But, man, shout out to everybody listening and staying on the show. It's Free Game Friday, man. Great week, Smitty. We had a lot of dudes. Next week's loaded. I just sent you guys an email on people that are beyond the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so our main man, Craig, behind the scenes, is doing his thing.
Craig,
and, yeah, we got quite a few guys next week joining the show. So just a heads up. Yeah, Dave McGinnis, for a lot of you guys that don't know, Coach Dave McGinnis, former head coach will be joining us, and Jay Mariotti.
I know Jay Mariotti. I know that name.
Yeah, Jay Mariotti will be on, man. Kind of went hard on a lot of folks after Around the Horn at ESPN was dropped. He kind of went viral, and Jamil Hill got pissed off at him, and they've been going back and forth. Monday, we'll have Jerry Palm on. If you don't know who that is, go check it out. Jerry Palm's an insider. And then Josh Pastner on Thursday will be joining us. And we got a lot more guests joining us. So we have a lot of guys. We get some real ones on here.
Like players on here might mess around, try to get when the TJ's on next week.
Monday also former and then former player of mine, Lonnie Johnson, who just signed with the Raiders.
Yeah.
He'll be on Monday. Just signed with the Raiders. He'll be on Monday. So much love, man. We appreciate it.
McChesney, Shaun King, Jordan,
all that, man.
It's gonna be a loaded show, so make sure y'all here. Stay tuned. Thanks for all the C notes. Mike Bunny sent us another C note, man. It's like clockwork with him, man. Couldn't thank you enough, man. You're our biggest supporter, our biggest fan. We're gonna do something special just for Mike Bunny. We'll figure it out what it'll be.
Mike Bunny, email me, Mike Bunny, CoachABShow.com. The CoachABShow@gmail.com. Send me your address. I'm gonna send you some gear, man.
Send him a whole bunch of stuff. Send him some everything. Hats, beanies, shirts,
you pay for it too.
Send him a signed book. Let's just hook him up. He says a lot of money.
Yeah, I'm gonna hook it all up. Yeah, send that. The CoachABShow@gmail.com. Send me your address, man, and send me your sizes. Send me your sizes. Send me your sizes.
AE over there too. Like Mel AE over there.
Yeah. No question. It never rains in Southern California. Shout out to Tony. Shout out to Tony, man. One of the Tonys passed away last week. One of my favorite groups growing up. It never rains in. I wrote that song, but they performed it. So, yeah, shout out to them, man. I think it was Tony, Tony, that passed. So Tony, Toni, and Tone still alive.
Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace.
Yeah, so maybe they'll come out with a new group, just the Tonys. I don't know. Shout out to them, though. We'll be back on Monday, man, on the realest show on planet Earth. Pound that like, subscribe, become a member. And Eddie, the Cowboys still suck. Peace.